Pixel, and I will be joined by Lumi. I believe Lumi at the moment is still eating, but he'll be on his way. I'm sure he's going to be with us by the end of the draft, so don't panic. We are going to be able to have some expert analysis around the corner, but so far, what are we seeing from the two sides? Well, Fnatic, they open up by taking away the Darkseer, the Quad, DC taking away that IO and the Doom. And we're going to see Fnatic pick up a rather early Broodmother pick. We do see teams, they kind of pick it either here or for the 5th pick. Some teams feeling confident enough to pick it up second, not being too worried about what DC can do in response. I mean, in terms of wave clear, they've already got obviously the Shadow Fiend with the Razors, they've got the Splinter Blast as well from the Wyvern. The thing I think I was talking with Malini the other day about the fact that the best way is now that teams are dealing with the Brood is not necessarily worrying about cleaning out the spiders, they just need to focus on punishing the actual Brood herself. And picks like the Slardar have been very proficient in terms of being able to jump in, get that Brood pick, and it just heroes that are going to be very mobile around the map, like your Lina, like your Quap, who are going to be able to deal with the Broodmother. I mean, obviously the ban's out from Fnatic with his Ember Spirit as well. Just worried about him picking up a Battle Fury, having the cleave there with the Broodlings. Is it going to be too nice? The Spirit Breaker as well. One of those other heroes like the Slardar that can just solo onto the Brood and look to constantly punish that pick. So Fnatic making sure to protect that Broodmother that they picked up here, second pick into the lineup. Now back over to the 4th ban here from the side of DC. Let's have a look. Obviously DC, they've been having a bit of a tough time so far in the tournament. See if they step it up here with this one. It's never going to be easy, of course, playing with a stand-in. Ash, you know, he's a lovely lad, but he's only been with the team for about 5 days, I believe. And I believe they only had 2 technically official games before coming here to land. So DC, they've got their work cut out against Fnatic, Black and the boys. And Witch Doctor is going to be the ban. And there we go. There we go. I just don't want to big myself up, but as I was saying, deal with the Broodmother, get yourself a Slardar. I like it. DC, they do exactly that. Slardar's going to be the pick here. As I said, it's going to be lovely against the Brood. We'll almost certainly see him try and lane against the Brood. It's not the worst lane in the world. I mean, you send the Broodlings in, Crush is going to come out, send him in again. He's going to just do it twice. It's a lane that Slardar can still farm. We've seen him do it lots of times. I think like Misery, when he picks a Slardar, I swear he's been against lanes on the Brood. But that is Misery. I mean, Misery could frickin' lane a Slardar against a quad lane and probably come out on top. The man's insane. It's going to be a little bit harder for DC, but we'll see what they do with this. Well, 3rd pick here for the side of Fnatic here. Going into reserve time as well. Just thinking what to do, how to deal with the Slardar that's been picked up by DC. And Lina's going to be the option. Of course, Slardar with the sprint is going to have that window of opportunity to get huge nuke damage through from the opponent. That Slardar's going to be very, very careful. And also Lina very nice against a Wyvern as well, in the sense that Cold Embrace comes out. You know, it doesn't matter. You've got a Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave, and a Laguna Blade as well to still burst down the target. And now 4th pick here for the side of DC. What do they want to use to follow up the Slardar? They did actually burn out the Dazzle themselves. That could have been an option. Heroes like the Tusk are still in the pool. Oh no, they're not, because Fnatic freaking picked it first. 4th pick though for DC. What else would work nicely with the Slardar? I'm trying to think what other kind of synergies that we've been seeing. And even someone, what they're going to be considering here for putting in the off lane, if it is going to be Slardar in the position 1. But they've got a lot of flexibility. They can put Slardar on that side lane if they wish to do so. This final minute coming through there. They're thinking about this one here. They've got to be careful against Fnatic. Fnatic can certainly be pretty damn scary. Maybe even picking up something like the Bulba Clock here. It wouldn't be awful. It's fairly nice against teams with the Tusk, in the sense that you can play around the snowball initiation. You know, get yourself behind it, drop the cog, separate the Tusk from the rest of the team. But the question is if they want to pick it now at this point of the draft, because there's a potential that Fnatic might ban it out. It's one of Bulba's stronger heroes. There's no doubt about that. Nonetheless, it's taken them a long time to consider. It's down to the final 20 seconds here, the bonus time. It'd be nice as well with the Slardar. You've got that blink initiation. Also good with the Wyvern in terms of trapping people out, or just
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, DC. They're really okay. Bonus time's gone. It's going to be the Bane pickup. Okay. You've got the setup for the Slardar again. Someone else that's very good for catching out the Broodmother. You've got a good range of initiation if you can get the vision out onto him, get the detection onto the Brood. At the same time, I guess I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it against a lineup with a Tusk. Fiend's Grip. It's going to be a hard one to get off this game. You know, you can have a Broodmother who's potentially going to be getting an Orchid.
Team ban.
You're going to have Tusk with a Snowball. Snowball saves and the Snowball stuns just straight onto the bane, and then Lina as well, who's probably going to get your Yules up pretty quickly. And the fact that Fnatic picks Slark up here as well, obviously a hero that's kind of good against the Slardar in the terms of the fact that you can man fight after a certain point. You can remove the Amplify, that's not going to be too much of an issue. And of course you can also, if you can get the timing right, Dark Pact off the spells of Bane. And the final ban from DC, they take away the Shadow Demons, so it's just another hero that could be very disruptive against the kind of playstyle that DC are going to look for here. Fnatic with the final ban. Are they going to be thinking about the Bulba clock? That's the question here. Because I think with the Bane picked up, that's kind of showing that it is not going to be a Misery style kind of off-lane Slardar. I reckon this is going to be a safe lane Slardar. With Bane and Wyvern. DC still needing that clock, or whatever Bulba wants to be playing this game. A fair few of the stronger offlaners indeed have already been taken out, so they're a little bit limited in terms of options. And actually going to ban out the Axis, so ignoring the clock entirely. And it's just a question if whether Bulba says, alright, I'll take the clockwork, or if he's got something else on his mind here. And just in case you guys weren't aware, someone was asking in chat, where's you are? I could not attend the LAN because of passport issues, so they had to find a last minute stand-in. Obviously DC's notification of being invited to the event was quite late as well, as they were replacing Cloud9, who they themselves in turn couldn't get the travel documents, I believe, for 1437. That is why DC are here, and that's why they're not playing with UR, and they're playing with us instead. Well, DC. Okay, it's the Bristle. Okay.
Dire team pick.
I mean, the Bristleback. Okay. I guess it's nice. It works with the whole Slardar, the SF. You know, in terms of physical DPS, you've got that mass armor reduction. If you are able to get the ball running and rolling and start running head straight at Fnatic and getting a good timing on the Blink Dagger, you certainly have potential to kind of steamroll them, but at the same time, it's going to be hard against Fnatic's lineup, and if you end up going late, this Slark is just going to chomp through them all. Final pick now for Fnatic. They've seen the full lineup of DC. What do they want to do in response? They do just need, I'd imagine, yeah, it's just going to be, I guess it's going to be the Lina mid up against the SF. I don't know if they'll run it as a support combo with the Tusk. I mean, I guess it can work with the setup from the Shards and the Snowball. You can easily get the combo through on Lina. There's a lot of kill potential. But if it is going to be a Bristleback on the off lane, maybe you don't want to try and invest too much into that. And yeah, it's going to be Lina mid. They're going to pick up the AA here. So aware that DC are going to be very likely to group up early and start to push. If they can get a good timing on. Okay, so yeah, okay, so it's Bulba. It is Bulba the Slardar. Okay, so I was wrong. I do apologize. It's going to be Bristleback on the safe lane, and it is going to be the Slardar off lane, kind of team secret style. So we'll see how this one works out for the side of DC. It's not going to be an easy game for them, and the classic kind of a ode to back in the day here was Slark being picked up by Black. And we're actually seeing, I don't know the exact stats, but I feel like we've actually seen more Slark in this LAN than any other LAN for quite a while. A few teams have been opting for the hero. Now let's have a look. Ace, the AA, it's understandable why they get it. With a Slark, of course, you're going to have that very global presence once he hits that level 6, and he's going to be roaming around if he gets the Shadow Blade up in good time, or with the Blink Dagger. And just using the Pounce to set up an Ice Blast across the map is going to be deadly. Even heroes like the Broodmother, who's going to get the webs around over half the side of the map, going to have a lot of movement from the Brood. And if he gets vision onto someone, DJ's going to signal for an Ice Blast to fly through, and with the nuke damage, they should find it. So we should expect a lot of action from the side of Fnatic, but also from the side of DC. That's just a question of who's going to come out on top of this one. And unfortunately, we are going to have a quick pause here. So here we go. Digital Chaos versus Fnatic. Game 1 here in this 2-game series here at the Nanyang Championships. I am indeed OD Pixel, and I should be being joined by Lumi. I believe he is just eating at the moment, so I do apologise for any of you guys out there who are Duocast fanboys and girls. There will be a Duocast round the corner. You're looking for the early warding, but Ahaya's going to spot him out straight away. He's going to know what's going up on that. Let me just show the overlays out. We didn't even have any overlays for the draft, so that's good. In the sense that there's not going to be any overlays left on. Let's have a look. I know a lot of you in the chat are excited for this one. I'm sure there's a lot of the good old Digital Chaos fans out there. That's right. I see you guys making up a lot of names for them. None of them that nice, so I'm sure it's just a bit of banter. Let's have a look. Top rune. DC, they're going to go for it. Are they going to try and fight this? They've got a pretty good level 1 fight, but I don't know, at the same time, you want to be careful fighting into a lineup that can get that old first point in Chilling Touch. And they have got net there as well on the Tusk if they want to try and jump in. And yeah, they'll look to try and get this here. I mean, I imagine, it looks like, yeah, Black's going to take it if he can get his hands on it. DC, okay, it's enough to scare them. Is Black going to try and run in? There's your Chilling Touch. They'll try and use this Shast to block someone off, and they'll get Owie, but Owie, he's got the Arctic Burn, so a little bit of unfortunate play there for Fnatic in the sense that they trapped the one hero that was going to be able to get over the shards. But still, it's not bad for the side. They get top rune, they get the bottom rune here for the Broodmother as well. So a good way for Fnatic to start the game here. Lane-wise, what are we seeing? So Biryu on the top lane, he's going to be helping out Bulba to start off with, and it's going to be a couple of pairs up here. Ohio supporting up Black. In the mid lane, you've got focus from the rest of the supports. You've got Owie helping out Ush, and you've got Net helping out Mushi. Both supports trying to secure their mid lane as the early farm. And this bottom lane, of course, leaves that final matchup here between TC on the Bristleback and DJ on that Broodmother. Lane at the moment. Owie trying to move in with the Arctic Burn. Mushi coming out on top of CS. Ush yet to find a last hit. It's going to be fairly hard for this SF if he doesn't get that early foothold, which Owie's desperately trying to allow Ush to have the space to do so. Bottom lane, I feel this will be a fairly passive lane. It's going to be hard to kill the Bristleback, but at the same time, it's going to be hard for the Bristle to find the Brood unless some detection gets sent out. He's able to get a couple of stacks of the old sticky stuff onto him. CS for Black at the moment on the top lane. He's not finding a lot. Bulba with the Bane, able to do a bit of harassment, also getting the side pulls through as well. So trying to maintain control of the lane whilst at the same time Ohio is making the pulls here. Onto the safe lane camp. Lane, Ush. He's found himself a couple of CS, he's getting himself in there. And now he is, of course, level 2 as well. He's got the raises, so he should be able to get that Necromastery passive stacked up and find himself in a bit of a better position. But yeah, he's obviously got to play very carefully against this Lina. If we see Mushi get a good timing on the level 6, this Shadow Fiend is going to be very, very sad. Indeed. There's a haste rune here. We'll see if the side of DC are able to do anything with it. He's just standing ground mid, and he's going to look to head top here with the Bane. See if he can set up something up for Bulba. Bulba's level 2 has got a crush. Biryu, no, he's not going to be able to go for that. They're playing very safe here. They've actually managed to pull the wave back into quite a nice position here for the side of Fnatic. So Biryu, unfortunately for the man on the Bane, isn't going to be able to do anything with his haste rune, just heads back to the lane. At the least though, the farm is still looking okay for Bulba on that Slardar. And hey, we've got a co-caster. You're right, Lumi. Let's get yourselves in. It's only just started, Lumi. We have Lumi here, guys. Yeah, I did.
Very professional.
I made several predictions. I said there'd be a Slardar against the Brood, and there was Lumi. You'd be proud of me.
Oh my god, I'm getting shocked. Holy fuck.
Yeah. These headsets do electrocute you because of something's wrong with the power. I think something's probably going to blow up, but we're fine for the time being. You want to use your hoodie as like a defensive mechanism.
You have like a
Alright, Shadow Fiend's dead. Mid lane, Mushi. Oh, hang on, did he pop a salve? I think that was his salve, wasn't it? Yep, that was Shadow Fiend unfortunately popping a salve just before he died as well, so not great for Ush, and the fact the first blood goes to Mushi there on the Lina. That's going to be a good timing here as he works towards that level 6, and then the lane's going to become even harder for this Shadow Fiend. Luma, you in? You've got a headphone here as well if you'd love to hear some of the lovely in-game sounds.
that's fine.
Yeah, you're fine. In-game sounds, in-game schmounds.
Did you talk about how important this match is?
No, I didn't. In fact, I thought I'd leave that up to you, Lumi. Do you want to explain the situation in terms of groups and why this match is really important?
All right, so DC right now has 1 point in the group because they drew with, I think, one of the teams.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Fnatic has 2 points because they drew with 2 teams.
Okay.
So that means if either of these teams 2-0 the other team, then you essentially knock out the other team because both of these teams are playing their last set.
This is their last set.
This is the last set. So if DC 2-0s Fnatic, Fnatic's out. DC's in.
Okay.
Vice versa. So this is huge for DC.
But
right?
if it's a 1-1, we're just going to be kind of leading into
if it's
situations.
1-1, then Fnatic will have 3 points by the end of this, and then DC will have 2 points. So So DC has to 2-0.
They've got to 2-0 this.
Whereas Fnatic could 1-1.
Now, Lumi, you've just joined. Looking at the draft, is this the draft to 2-0 Fnatic with from DC?
Well, I guess right now for them is 1 game at a time, right?
Yes.
But
is it looking good to start off the series?
I mean, I really like Radiant Shadow Fiend. You said the Slardar was doing pretty well?
Yeah, he's been doing up all right. He had a good start against the Slark, but the AA Ohio's been doing a really good job at controlling the tempo of the lane and just getting the space for Black to catch back up. But I was saying earlier in the draft, I kind of like the pick and ball, but against DJ on the Brood. If they're able to get the blink, they should be able to punish the Brood pretty heavily.
Yeah.
And just look to constantly kill him.
The only thing
it's getting that early timing on the blink, which is going to be hard, as I said, because especially with Net coming up here as well on the Tusk, this is getting a little bit scarier and scarier here for Bulba on the offlane.
The only thing I really don't like about the DC's draft is the Bristleback. I think they picked him mostly kind of just put him on an island because he's the only one of the few cores that could survive a truly 1v1 in the laning stage. The problem is, to me, he doesn't really contribute during the mid game a lot. Like, what do you expect this Bristleback to do? He's not good against the Slark, he's not great against his Lina, so I think once this mid game come, TC's gonna have to play exceptionally well to kind of carry his own weight. Because he is the one role core, right? You need a...
They're going to try and go on this. Mushi's already Laguna Blade the Shadow Fiend, and now Net's moving forward. He's got his shards as well. There's a rotation from Buri and Bulb. They're going to try and find something in return. They might just find Mushi. They will get the crush on him, and with the brain stab from Buri, they'll finish that one off. So they do find a return kill onto mid.
They could get another one.
Yeah, this could be big for DC here. They've found one. Can they get themselves a second? Buri is going to have the brain sap up again in a few seconds. Splinter Blast, and the slaps might be enough. Now Snowball comes out. There's your brain sap. Double kill for Buri. And a very nice smoke at the end of the day for the side of DC.
Yeah, unfortunately the kills didn't go into Boba. I'm sure that that would have worked towards his Blink Dagger much more, but the Bane getting a ton of levels, that's great. But this is something that we saw from DC, which they do like 3-man smoke ganks to the mid lane. It's great, you got 2 kills there, but I think when you rotate 4 heroes to the mid lane, you expect to get a tiny bit more, because for example, Black's free farming top, and that Broodmother is continuing to do Broodmother things on the bottom.
Yeah, the other lane is looking pretty good for Fnatic at this moment. And up until that point, Mushi was obviously having the dominant time. We can see on the CS 36-15 against the 21 for 1 of Ush. Ush was pretty much getting crushed here in the middle. And he's got to be careful each and every time.
Does he have stacks?
Laguna Blade. Does he have stacks?
Alright.
They're working on it.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And is
under
Mushi
attack.
looking for some action now? Smoked up with the Laguna Blade. If Net can find the lead in, they should be able to find Owie. Yeah, Owie's gone up.
The point thing is, yeah, they got the kill with the Laguna, so Shadow Fiend has to play careful. And are they going to steal the stack? That's huge. Like, if they get the stack here, that is the biggest win they could actually ask for.
Ush is coming in, he's not happy. But as long as there's a lot you can do to stop it. A few seconds and there will be a snowball coming back on. There's a wraparound coming in from Biryu, the TP from Boba. Maybe they can find some kills in return here. Mushi is incredibly deep. There'll be a crush to the Lina. They'll find the Lina kill here.
They need one more.
I mean, this is great for DC. They may have lost that stack, as you said, but if they can find these kills, they are committing a lot of heroes to it, though. And Net might even just get away, and he will. So they just lose Mushi off the back of that. So not necessarily worth there for Fnatic.
I think it's okay. Remember, they got 1 kill before as well, right? So they essentially traded Wyvern for Lina. Still a DC victory in that trade, but they got a stack, and they denied it from the Shadow Fiend. So I actually think that is a Fnatic victory. And again, Black has not been forced to do anything. Like, Bristleback had to rotate as well for that kill, so I think Fnatic is quite well ahead.
Well, Net, seeing what he can find, and
he's dead.
These shards on point.
Okay.
Oh, nice Nightmare to dodge some of it, but you're not dodging the Laguna Blade. Mushi straight up bursting down Buri on the Bane. And being very active as well. It's cost him his life a couple of times, but getting 4 kills in the game, 8 minutes in.
Yep, so
all good for Mushi.
So far this game looks fairly kind of close based on the scoreboard. But right now, Fnatics are getting these kills a little bit more efficient. They're doing it with less heroes. I think it will reflect on the farming chart as well. If you look over to the net worth, I imagine Fnatics up by like 2-3k when it comes down to it. There you go.
That's coming up to 2k, yeah.
Small lead there, and I think this lead will continue to grow as this Broodmother is taking more and more over in the jungle and getting more farm from it.
Yeah, he's going for the Midas here as well. He's going to have a pretty good timing on that. Pretty much within the next minute, he'll have that hands of the gloves of haste sent out.
Did you like one draft over the other particularly? Because
this game, I did prefer Fnatic's lineup here. Once this Black Slark comes online, just in terms of the global pick-off, just for the Ice Blast as well. And there's some decent levels here on a high. 9 minutes in, and he's nearly reaching on to level 7. So they have got that Ice Blast ready if any of the action goes down across the map.
Yeah. So the difference is, like I said earlier, the efficiency. For example, the Bane has been involved in a ton of kills, but he's still level 4.5. Whereas
Yes.
the AA hasn't really done much. But he's jungling, and it's level 7. For example, right now DC would really like to get that Fiend's Grip online. In fact, top lane looks like they're in a little bit of trouble. Lucian's gonna come in, Brewer's gonna get stunned up, LSA's gonna hit, and that's gonna be the Ice Blast all the way to the party.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're talking about, though. Just having these two heroes, there's so many different pairs that can just roam around together on the side of Fnatic, and they've got such high kill potential that you've got to be so careful if you're on the side of DC when you're going up against this lineup.
I think in this tournament, we've been seeing more and more like really semi-cores and only semi-cores. For example, C-Deck just ran a Alina plus Queen of Pain. So there's no traditional true one core role. And I think for Fnatic this game, if you look at their cores, Slark, a hero that's capable of fighting early, Lina roaming around doing a lot, and same thing with the Brood, right? So I feel like at least quote unquote they're playing to the meta game very well, Fnatic, and they're poised to take this one game. And all they need to do is take this one game, right? Because if they draw the series against DC, DC will get knocked out.
Oh, we're seeing Net maybe look for a wraparound here onto mid. He has got backup in the mid lane if they want to try and jump forward, and they are. The Ice Blast 5 is going to be a little bit off point. The Nightmare coming out onto Ush. Now the TP reactions are coming in. They want to try and do something about this aggression that Net's tried to push down on the mid lane. He's going to be able to get himself away, and it doesn't look like DC will be able to find him, or at least catch him out. There's a tier 1 here, but they're already all TP to the tier 1 in the mid lane, so Net's just going to be able to walk this off. Oh, but can't quite chase him down, and there's the snowball away as well. Does it in style, and Net's back, and he is safe next to Black. So a lot of reaction being forced out there from DC, but they're just not finding the kills.
Yep. I think the priority for DC right now is to get level 6 on Bane and then grab a smoke and gank. Because especially during the nighttime, you can break your smoke, Fiend's Grip, and essentially guarantee yourself a free kill. The other thing they can do is just farm Slaughter Blink, but I think that would take a little bit too long to really have a big effect in this game. So DC needs to start fighting themselves back into this game, which led to what I said about earlier about the Bristleback. Like, imagine a Slark. Slark could come into a lane and start ganking. What can Bristleback really do? Like, he really needs 2 or 3 items before having a big effect in this game. So I'm really worried for DC there.
He's racking up the gold here on top of the Ring of Health. I imagine he is going to complete off the Vanguard first.
I think Crimson's going to be good this game.
Yeah, definitely. Against the high attack speed of Lina, the fact that you've got the spiders to worry about as well from DJ. Crimson Guard certainly would be the item.
Or might he just stop at a value Vanguard and go for another item?
This has got to be the VIP booster, surely.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. Or is that? Yeah, he's busy with
He's busy at the moment, yeah. There we go. He'll pick that up. So that's going to be the Vanguard complete here on your Bristle. So something else, as we're saying, just to help out against the Brood, who's still getting pretty much free reign of the jungle, is keeping on par with the safe lane of their own team's farm, Mr. Black.
So I'm actually very curious what Black's going to be going for. He had a ton of space to farm, so I think Midas is very logical, but if he feels like he needs to fight with his team, a Blink Dagger would be great as well.
Yeah.
So I think it comes down to the player preference as well as what his team expects. Speaking of Blink, Boba I imagine is working towards it, but I don't think he'll finish anytime. Well, actually,
He's doing alright.
Alright, 1700 gold, and he's got the power treads finished. So, ain't too bad here for good old Sam.
He's got to be careful about committing though, because there is going to be the turnaround potential every time. Unless he finds someone out on their own, and well, they might find DJ straight up Fiend's Grip, but the turnaround's going to come. The Ice Blast flying through onto 2. They'll find one. Laguna Blade will bring Bulba down as well. They do lose the Spider, but a 2-for-1 trade here, favouring the side of Fnatic. Now, can they clean up more here? Usher's got a haste rune. They might find a higher, and they will. They'll get themselves a second, so a 2-for-2 here. Things looking up for the side of Digital Chaos. They might just get Net here as well. Can they cancel Mushi? They've got Winter's Curse. Oh! They couldn't quite get it off. He tried for the cast, but wasn't quite in range. But nonetheless, a very good trade there for DC. 3-for-2.
Yeah, 3-for-2. The only silver lining here for Fnatic in that fight is that Lina didn't die and she finished a Yule Scepter, so she could continue the pressure that she's exerting for the team. But Ush getting those key kills is going to be excellent. Is Ush going to be feeling very defensive and going for the BKB first? Because I see that Ogre Club on him. Or you think he's going to go for the SMY?
Oh, okay, yeah, he's got the mid for. Yeah, he is. He feels that he's got to go straight for the BKB this game,
which is fair because there's a ton of burst damage coming out. But to me, it's one of those game-losing BKBs, if you want to call it like that. Because if you get it so early, by the time it hits like the 25-minute mark, your BKB's down to 5 seconds, and at that point, what do you do? So
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're kind of playing for that earlier, kind of the mid-game portion at least, which you can do. Now the fact that there is a blink on the Slardar,
right.
this could be potentially go time for DC. We've just seen them being able to take a trade 3 for 2, but it's not going to be great if they lose heroes here in these solo situations. TC is a goner. Laguna Blade Ice Blast isn't going to be able to survive that amount of damage and hate from Fnatic, and
I think
puts it
Mushi
back down.
actually missed his combo there. I don't know how you guys are concentrating with the Chinese production shouting in the background.
That's fine.
I think it's worse for me because I can understand.
I was going to
what
say,
they're
you're
saying.
actually understanding what they're saying.
Yeah. Like
My
this.
Chinese isn't really up to scratch,
Like
unfortunately.
shouting English. He's like
Yeah.
right next to you right now.
Oh, here we go. Buryu just getting the wards out for the side. Mushi and Ohio going to be joined by Net, trying to get some vision out themselves. Let's see if they want to leave through there. It's still a tier 1 here.
Radiant's bottom
Oh, we got-
tower is
Oh,
under
wow.
attack.
Oh no, this is Red
Is this
Bull.
beer?
No,
Oh,
it's
Red Bull. Okay.
All right. Less exciting than beer, but
I could do with some beer.
we'll take it.
But this is actually looking alright for DC. I mean, it's all about this timing now with the blink on Bulba. They've got to keep the action going and the action flowing, because there is still this kind of ever-growing issue of the fact that Black's farming, and he's got a Shadow Blade now as well, so I mean, DC have got to be pretty aware of the fact that Slark's having a fairly good time. 15-minute Shadow Blade, Aquila Treads. Black's going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, so I mentioned a blink earlier, and I was completely wrong on that. Shadow Blade into Silver Edge is probably the best item choice when there's a Bristol back on the other side. Mid lane, though, looks like we see a blink crush immediately spawn on the iClass. And Dragon Slave does pick up Boba. Looks like no harm, no foul in the mid lane, but like you said earlier, DC really needs to find these kills.
Yes.
So missing the opportunity with a blink slaughter is unfortunate. Here comes Black.
He's thinking about coming in. Yeah, I think he pinged out here. I think obviously before he popped the Shadow Blade, realised that he was losing the passive. So this is going to be the point as well, where the dewarding will come out from the side of Fnatic. There's going to be a snowball in onto TC on the bottom lane. He could be in a little bit of trouble here. Net actually is being kind of bailed on. The rest of the team say, dude, we don't want to fight him. So Net's been left alone with the Bristol Bat. Mushi will now come back in with the Yules. They'll look for the light strike. They've got to be careful though, because DC coming in. Beautiful crush from Bulba. Gets the amplify out to Mushi. The rest of the side of DC moving in as well. TC getting the cool spray stacks up. Net trying to snowball out of this one, but he'll go down. It's a nice ice blast to the Laguna Blade as well. They'll find Slardar, but with the Winter's Curse from Maui onto Mushi, they'll get the Lina here as well, DC. And coming out with a 2-for-1 trade off the back of just Fnatic staying around in the Radiant Jungle just a little bit too long.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-for-1 trade. I think Fnatic is so okay with that situation because there was a 5-man rotation. They cannot lose DJ there, but there's no more Winter's Curse.
Oh, okay, Black's just turned up to the fight. He picks off Bane in lane. Is he going to go for more? It's maybe a little risky. He's got to wait 12 seconds for the Shadow Blade to come back in.
He's going to work on a stack, which is fine.
Yeah.
Again, Fnatic's doing everything a little bit more efficiently. They're taking these trades, 2v4, that was a random fight in jungle, and of course right now Brown in the mid lane finishing his Midas. So Ohio fairly happy with the situation that he's in. I don't know, I feel like as this game goes on, he's going to fall a little bit further and further behind.
Wowie. He's going to be a lot of trouble. Going to get the cold embrace out, and son, yes
Okay.
he can! The Dark Pack damage is enough though. Bulba gets the crush out to Black, but Black did get the Shadow Dance off here. TC's turned up as well for this fight. Trying to chase down Black here, but he's going to be able to purge it off. There's a wraparound here from Mush. He's just going to sit there pounding away at Black. Isn't going to be enough. Can Bulba get a Blink Crush? That's what this is going to be down to, but oh, here goes the sprint. He's going to wait for the Dark Pack. No, a little bit early, but he had to do it nonetheless because Shadow Blade was coming out. Black was unfortunately going to get away. There's a Fiend's Grip in lane at the moment onto DJ, but the Spider's actually buying on Buryu. Buryu's got to run away from the Spiders. TC is going to chase down DJ with the help of Bulba. They should get him if they got detection.
No!
Oh, the Quill Spray's there. They've got the dust. Okay, just holding on to it.
But they lost the bait.
Yeah, the Bane did end up going down to the Spider army that chased him all the way under the tier 2.
So I really dislike the fact that they went for the Slark. They gave a chase on the Brood. In fact, I think Bulba does hit the Brood, but I think somebody on the team said, go for the Slark, go for the Slark. Slark, much more important of a kill, but much harder of a kill as well. I think they should have gone for the guaranteed. They did get the Brood, but of course they lost another hero on top of that. So.
And this is an issue. I mean, look at Slant now. He's racking up the gold. The fact that he can enter a fight like that, get himself back out. 3 kills now into Black, and the fact that before that, the first kind of 17 minutes of the game, he was having free farm top lane. The Slark is certainly going to be an issue. I guess they do have a lot of lockdown, but it's just kind of working around that dark patch. So Black has got to be careful, because DC, they do have the potential to still kill this Slark.
Yeah. I think we are starting to see this Bristleback to come into zone. If he does have the necessary backup, mostly from the Slaughter, he can dish out a ton of damage and chase, even the Broodmother. But at the same time, I feel like he needs a little bit more. And DC needs to start knocking down these T1 towers, which they are working on right now.
Yeah, they're smoked up here as well. Just seeing if anyone jumps onto TC. Bulba's actually going to be the one to move into the dire jungle. You've got Black around. If they can get the jump onto Black.
They got cursed.
I don't know who's there at the moment. Black. It's going to be fine. Looks like they're going to look towards the mid lane. Go for the wraparound. Bulba closing the gap. Actually going to be straight in onto Mushi. He's going to be picked up by the snowball. Ice Blast is going to fly through. Will connect onto Ush. They're going to still continue to chase. Mushi being featured up. There's the Winter's Curse from Maui to follow up as well. They'll find the Lina. They'll find the Tusk as well. It's a killing spree for TC. And Digital Chaos.
They need more.
Given a good performance.
Okay.
This is more.
Yeah.
This is more.
This is aggressive play. They need to amp them up. Looks like the latest of the bull break. The amp's going to come through. They need to get the kill quick. Broodmother's working on the tier 2 bottom. They need objective. There's a 5-man rotation to the mid lane after a smoke. And looks like they are going to get the Roshan. So that's an important kill. It's going to go end up on Ush. And Ush, I think that was his first BKB usage, right?
I believe it was, yes, just down to 9 seconds.
It's not so bad. It's gonna, looks like, maybe go for a Manta, maybe finishing the SNY. Either case, good item progression here from both of the cores for DC. It's starting to look up here for North American boys.
And the North American lads, they're keeping it up. Let's have a look at the graph. They managed to swing it back round. It's on its way back over. Ice Blast just being thrown out to the two of them. No follow-up for the time being. Top lane, Black's kind of settled back down to focusing on that farm. What else he got coming out? Is it the straight-up Silver Edge Ellie? It is. So that's, yeah, as you said, very strong against TC on his Bristleback. So the potential there for Black to find these kills now, it's going to be very nice. And with that pickup, we're almost certainly going to see him be very active across the map, because you don't get a Silver Edge early if you're not going to look to fight.
Yeah. I think the best timing that DC will have next is the triple BKB. So I think TC should work on one, Boba should work on one, and then you just go for a push. Miryu gets completely caught out. I don't know where he was looking at.
Yeah, and Black, he got the break onto TC. They're looking for the Bristleback. TC just melts the power of the Silver Edge. It's a lovely crush onto 3 heroes. But Boba will have to get himself out. Oh, well, there's the slow, pops the BKB here. Looks for the Requiem, will get a bit of the Spiders. Black trying to find Harry on the sidelines. The Cold Embrace comes out. Just actually managed to turn it around, find one. He's chasing down Mushi. We'll see Black finish off the Wyvern. The fight's still going on here. It's Bulba chasing down this one, but they've got to be aware that Black's coming in. Mushi gets the Yules and the stun combo. Mushi just going to walk it off, turns around for Dragon Slave. There's Black to finish off the Shadow Fiend. And everyone's dead on the side of DC. They'll almost certainly kill SF again. He's got no BKB. He's got no friends. And Black kills him. 22 stacks here on the Essence shift at the end of that fight. Triple kill for Black. Slark now 6 kills, no deaths. 2.2k on top of the Silver Edge. And Black having an absolute perfect game here on the hero.
Yeah, I think DC just overcommitted completely. They lost the Bane, which is just an unfortunate kind of roam around. And they also lost TC. I think you just kind of have to stick with the 2 losses. You gave away 2 kills because of poor positioning, but they just kept fighting and kept fighting. Sure, the Shadowfin did have Aegis, but that wasn't a true 5v5 fight. The entire DC squad was really split up, and as a result, we see that Fnatic essentially got 6 kills in that fight, and it just wasn't close. And again, I think DC needs to hit their timing, which is the triple BKB and you go for a mid-game victory, but every time you lose fights like that, you just delay that timing. And in fact, I'm not even sure if TC is going to finish the BKB before all this physical damage is going to come up, as Brood just picked up a Desolator.
Yeah, this Desolator is going to be really nice in these fights. So on net.
Alright, give him the lockdown. Go TC.
Oh, the shards actually trapping TC in with him. Now has got a snowball, won't actually get it out in time, even if he did. There wasn't really any way that a Fnatic could save him. So losing the Tusk there. DC finding themselves a pick off. Ush has got the SNY complete now on top of the BKB. Owie. Still, I guess he's looking for what the earn with this item.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Owie just want to die, I guess. Get some HP.
That value gauntlet of strength.
Yeah.
Mushi.
Probably a bracer, I don't know.
To save up a fair bit, on top of the point booster, was a question of whether he's going to go for the Ags or the Bloodstone. It looks like it will be the Bloodstone here on the Lina. I guess realizing that they've got such good pick-off potential on Fnatic that they definitely can start to rack up those Bloodstone charges in these fights.
Yeah, the Bloodstone really fits Mushi's playstyle on the map,
Yeah.
which is normally just kind of roaming the map to get kills and earn charges, like you said. But more importantly, even if you die, you don't lose the momentum that you have gained. Like you die, you have a quicker respawn, you're back on the map again. And right now, Fnatic is kind of playing the restriction game, right? Look at the entire side of the Radiant half of the map. It's Fnatic heroes trouncing the jungle, farming it up, and the Bloodstone really helps out because, again, if you die, you just get right back into business.
I mean, Black, let's see, did he spend some of that money yet? Yeah, he did. So I guess working towards the Skadi now on top of the Silver Edge. So,
Yeah.
I mean, once he has a Skadi as well, he's going to be
just
so
not
hard to
dying.
deal with. Yeah, he's getting out of every fight. I mean, Crush will find DJ here. They've got the Amplify down onto him as well, and he's trapped. But DJ just turning around with the lifesteal from his ultimate, doing so much. Ice Blast is going to connect onto TC. Did he catch him? No. Yes, it did. Right on the edge. TC's got to walk this off. They will find the kill onto the Brood there with the final Quill Spray, and TC should be fine. And nonetheless, a very close engagement. Space created on the top lane from Mushi as we'll try and finish off this tower. There's a TP coming in from Ush on the SF. Mushi will back himself off. You have got a bit of a wraparound coming from Net here with this smoke. Maybe they can look to try and make something happen, top. That was just the Lacuna Blade being thrown straight down there by Mushi. And, well, there's TPs coming in from Aoi as well on the Winter Wyvern. Tusk has been caught out. He has been rumbled. As they've found him here with Bulba. Oh, the bash is coming out as well. That physical damage there on top of the Amplify. Enough to mount the Tusk in a few hits, and Black just gets himself out of there, realizes this is not the fight that Fnatic want to be taking. Losing 2 heroes, and DC in return losing nothing of any value themselves.
Again, they need to get something out of this 5-hero rotation. Need to get a tier 1 tower at the very least. They are kind of aggressively going across the river. Can they get this T1? Glyph is going to get used. Looks like we're going to have Ice Blast, particularly like flying in. It's going to hit 1 or 2 heroes here. But T1 tower is going to go down. So another DC victory.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
I can't help but cheer for the DC boys. I want to see them do well.
DNA boys.
Yeah. I mean, there's that BKB.
Bias caster Lumi.
Dude, I mean, the NAC
Dude,
needs
I'm making a Reddit thread.
every bias they could get. They need the help, man.
Tower has fallen.
I mean, so far, they're doing alright for themselves this game. They're keeping themselves in it. I mean, the difference is still favouring the side of Fnatic. They're yet to pull it really back round, and Slark is continuing to be more and more of an issue here. He may even find... Okay, no. It's Silver Edge. Does he want to try and go for TC? Nah. They do have an Ice Blast to follow up, and I mean, as I was saying earlier, if they get a pounce into Ice Blast with the break from the Silver Edge, they've got a good chance of killing even the tankiest heroes on the map.
How's Sam doing on his BKB? Or is he going for a force?
What's he going for? Let's have a look on the old thing.
Yeah,
he's going for BKB himself.
So
yeah,
they're trying to hit that timing as we talked about, and the best way to cap that timing off is a Roche into a gank and possibly getting smoke into a gank and then possibly getting Roche afterwards. Like if we have to draw it up for DC. So meanwhile though, I wonder what Fnatic's gonna try to. It feels like Fnatic has lost a lot of their momentum in terms of the mid-game roam. They're kind of just running around without too much of a sense of a direction. I think what they're waiting for is just have Black mega farm and then just kind of carry the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing we were talking about with the draft, the fact that they can do that with the Slark. They can afford to take this pretty late, and Slark will be able to run around the fights freely if the rest of his team is there to back him up. And Black, he's going to Silver Edge up and make a move into the jungle here, see what he can find.
Okay, he will find Shadow Fiend. He sees also roaming about.
It's going to be a risky fight if Black takes it, because there is the full 5-mana DC around, and he realizes, yeah, Black's going to play it safe. Keep his nose out of business.
Left side as well. This could be really bad for DC. Aoi has to get off a good curve.
Hang on, did they find the spider? No, they were trying to find DJ here. They didn't quite, and it's actually going to be a leading onto Black, but he gets the dart packed off. They still continue to lift the wraparound. Ice Blast is not going to connect on anyone here. Where's the fight going off? Okay, it's down here. It's Mushi finding Aoi on the Wyvern. Now Mushi's stuck in the trees. DC trying to move in. There's a blink forward from Bulba. He pops down the Amplifier as well onto the leader. Mushi just melting. Goes away incredibly quickly.
Alright, you'll take that 1-for-1 trade for now, but again, DC needs a little bit more. The reason that we see DC playing as a 5-man squad so much is they're really afraid of Black. Yeah. You can't split up and just get picked off by the Silver Edge Slark. And as a result, they do get the 1-for-1 trade and a tier 1 tower. Need to start going back and defend their towers though. They're looking for the Roche. Not gonna have the respawn time.
Black closing in on that money here for the Skadi. He's gonna have it pretty sure, but yeah, DC. Oh, looking too bad at all. Not too shabby. And
Radiant's top
he's getting close to that BKB. Just needs to get that recipe on top of the gold that he's already accumulated here for the Mithril Hammer.
Radiant's
So one thing I do
middle
want to
tower
talk
is
about
under
is Bane's
attack.
skill build. Normally you see the 044 pretty commonly on the Bane, but I think this game you can make the argument for not leveling up the Nightmare and leveling up some points in the status off. You get the 1 point Nightmare for sure, but I don't think you max it for the reason that Slark is very good against the Bane Nightmare. You can usually Dark Pack it. Same thing with you have Spiders who take away the Nightmare from any hero by microing onto it. And I think having some stat points against heroes like Lina, AA is just very valuable. But Beirut has gone for the standard 044 max. I don't really think it has a big effect in this game, but it's just an interesting adjustment that he can make, in my opinion.
Oh, bottom lane. TC. He's not going to be able to find Mushi. Mushi blinks away straight away. Bloodstone's still on cooldown after that suicide in that bottom jungle fight that we saw in the right corner. 30 minutes in. And Ohio, how close is he to the Aghanims now? He's fairly close here on the AA. 800 to go and he'll have that.
Yeah.
DC playing pretty grouped up. Aoi trying to move in here, see if he can find anything in the Arctic burn. Isn't going to be the case. And, DJ, he's going in on Roshan here.
He's just helping out Team DC. He's like,
I mean, with the Deso and the lifesteal, he can certainly give it a shot. And he might just get away with it here if they don't scout this out, DC.
is it really going to work like that? DC, are you not going to scout the Roshan pit? They are kind of scared. And the rest of the team
I think they're focused towards mid. The
Yeah.
fact that you've got these heroes revealing mid. Black, in fact,
Uh-oh.
wanting to fight. And yeah, you'll set up onto
BKB.
Ush.
He's not using it.
And it's back up here as well. There we go. Black moving forward. It's actually the crush from Bulba onto Mushi with the amplifier as well. Ush gets out that Requiem and Bulba's trying to
Requiem
chase,
hit
but the
nothing.
snowball's here onto Bulba. They'll look for the turnaround here. Light Striker Ray and just blinking out as well, but Net. Oh, it Fiend's Grip and Winter's Curse. Bloody hell, they don't like this Tusk. Bulba's going to be fine for the time being. Black's trying to work away at him. They will get the kill onto Net. Bulba needs to be careful, and Black will pounce himself out of this one.
Meanwhile, Roche, is it done yet?
What's the status on Roche? DJ's going to get it. The Brood. He stays there. He commits, and it pays off.
All right. So, Fnatic victory, I guess. Meanwhile, TC looks like he's in a lot of trouble. Black working on them right clicks. He needs a lot of help from his team. His Bane and Wyvern's coming in, but right now DC needs to communicate a lot better with their single target ultimate. They need to kind of optimize their play with the curse as well as the. Can't just randomly throw them on a support Tusk and expect to win.
I mean, they got the kill,
They did,
but
like,
it was a little overkill.
yeah,
Just a little.
it wasn't great.
Let's see what Black can do with the Silver Edge. He's heading to the top lane. Who's he going to find? Ush?
May find a courier. The Bane is such a free kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's waiting for the Shadow
There you
Dance.
know.
There we go.
He's dead. I told Barry that we're gonna watch anime together if he loses his one.
Oh, that's cute.
He was like, nice. So maybe
So he's throwing intentionally so he can have that.
I'm not
Anime
saying
date
that.
with
You're
you,
saying
Louis.
that, but you know.
Nice. I mean, Biryu's not had a bad game.
It's a very tough Bane game.
It's
to play.
just been a tough game for
Yeah.
Biryu. I
Yeah.
feel for the guy.
Like if you stand there and channel yourself, Luna's gonna go to you, and Black doesn't care. Black doesn't have any more way to cancel TP, so I should get out of there.
I mean, yeah, this Black Slark still yet to die this game. And, oh, okay. Well, they're going to find him, huh? They have got a gem on Volver at the moment on the Slardar, of course.
How did I kill this Slark? Like they need to curse him up and then grip to follow. And Black has to have like no support whatsoever. I figure once this Aghanims is up on the AA, it really renders these BKB to be a lot less effective. Because sure you can have immunity, but that the debuff lasts for such a long time, and the physical damage of Fnatic is starting to pick up. What's Brood's item after this? It's been a while since
1600 racking up.
yeah, so there's a BKB on top as well, so I don't know. I'm not feeling like DC can win this game unless it gets some crazy team fight.
Let's see, they're trying to hold this tier 2 here at the moment. Fnatic hanging around. Looking to go in too hard. Mushi just making the most of the map. See what he decides to go for now on top of Bloodstone. I mean, when you go for the Bloodstone build, do you then go back for an Aghanims, or do you just look for something else like the Octarine? Or I mean, does he even need a BKB this game here? I guess with the physical damage, BKB is not really the item here for Mushi.
Yeah, and you still have Winter's Curse as well as
Yeah.
Fiend's Grip. I think just hanging up is fine because
Okay.
they're probably still gonna kill you even if you get the agony. But after killing you, your Slark is doing a ton of work. Your Brew is doing a ton of work. So as long as you could throw out your Laguna, your job is pretty much done. Slark on the top side is gonna go away. Now the one thing that DC's lineup is really good at is like chaining pickoffs. If you get one and Fnatic is starting to run, Slaughter, Bristleback, like these are pretty good chasing heroes, so you could chain into multiple kills. I think that's how DC wants to start their fight.
Yes, yeah.
Meanwhile, Fnatic, their lineup is fairly similar with the Slark as well, so I think what we're expecting is chaotic fights and random pickoffs.
Oh, coming in here. Needs to be a bit careful.
Good
They're going to
damage,
see him if he comes too close. And Black. I mean, he's just so slippery.
Yeah.
Dark Pack, Pounce, Silver Edge, Shadow Dance. It's a good hero. It's a good hero.
Like, games like these really make you wonder why like Slark is actually a balanced hero.
Radiant's middle
But
tower is under
it's
attack.
how he got to this stage, right? Like, he's at absolute free farm, and they are gonna get this T1, but
Radiant's middle
people need to
tower
get out,
is
and I think
under
Black's on the hunt. He's ready to go 1v3 here. How he
Oh,
get
who's
out
getting
there?
left behind?
How he fly
Oh,
through the
Howie.
trees?
Oh.
Okay.
He's good. Oh, wait. No, he's not. Yes, he is.
Easy, I think. Alright, he's good. Alright, there's that BKB on Slaughter. So the triple BKB cores are up. We need to do a smoke into a pickoff, and then you go. Go hard at that tier 2.
Black on top of the Scardy now, 2.2k gold. What do you reckon he's thinking about? Do you just need to get the Basher here?
Yeah, once you get the Basher, I think the game is pretty much on lockdown. There we go. Loba looking for the pick, but that Brewmother, he's moving so fast. No, Brewmother's neutraling. Oh, actually, he dodges the crush. BKB gonna use, all right, but Curse is doing some work and amplified damage going through that BKB, and right clicks will ensue. They get the Aegis, and I don't think his teammate is nearby. Ice Blast is coming in hot. Requiem Basso, bang, that's gonna be a kill there. DJ gonna get brought down. That's like a good pick.
Yeah, he's getting the Aegis off his hands and taking down the Brood. And more money here, of course, for Ush on the Shadow Fiend, who's certainly caught up in his farm. The fact he's got a Scar, he's top of the board. Ush has really stepped up his gameplay.
He has, but he still can't man-fight Brood or the Slark. It's a lot of damage, but Shadow Fiend not exactly the best carry at this stage of the game, but you're absolutely right. He's leading and he's looking to take your T2.
Yeah, and this is exactly what DC needs to do, as you were saying earlier, just grouping up, forcing the issue, making sure that they're not getting picked off by Black on the Slark.
Dyer's middle
Just
tower
trying to
has
pretty much
fallen.
end the game before Fnatic get too scary with the Black Slark.
Yeah, they can't push because Mushi is doing a smart thing, which is pushing. Oh, it's going to be a Shiva's card.
Okay. I mean, it works in the sense, as you said, tanking up.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice for the team fights that they're going to be inevitable as well with DC's draft.
Tanking up, and obviously the armor is going to be good against the amplified damage. And let's not forget about the minus attack speed. Really good against a hero like Slaughter, who right now has a blink for EKB and not much attack speed to really show for.
And the question is, when do Fnatic look to go for action again themselves here? Or do they just continue to wait for DC to come to them? Level 16 is going to be right around the corner here for a hire. Black moving in with a Shadow Blade, the Silver Edge, sorry, onto TC.
TC, no. He's actually good.
The Ice Blast is on point. Oh, yes it does.
Yeah,
Debuffs on him.
He's actually very tanky, but where's his team?
He needs
Team?
back.
Please?
No one's here. Okay, Howie is. Howie's come up. Actually, okay, Glimmercape himself there, just to close the gap.
What he wanted to do is invis in and start things off with the curse.
Yes, see
And
if they
maybe
can
they get
turn.
the kill there, but yeah, he knew that his teammate wasn't dying, so he made a play like that. The impressive thing for DC is we look at this Slark and he's absolutely fat, right? But DC hasn't really lost too many heroes to individual pickoffs from the Slark. I think Bane died to him once somewhere in the map, but for the most part, DC has been playing pretty good, despite the disadvantage in my opinion. But again, this Bane is continue to be a problem throughout the game.
We can see DC as well, just all these movements here as a group now, reacting to that of Fnatic, just seeing if they ever find anyone that's been left behind. But Fnatic themselves making a little bit more use of the map. You've got a couple mid, a couple top, and DJ doing as Bulldog does and
Top.
farming up the Ancients. Oh boy. Snowball in onto Ush, but Net's on his own. The Winter's Curse has been dropped. Look at this damage from Ush as well. Ush
He just
gets a
four-hit
kill
him.
onto the Tusk. Black has got to be careful here because they are onto him. They are searching for him as well, DC.
DC has to be aware that there's a Radiant Ward up there. Like, there's so much vision being provided for Fnatic. And all of these kind of random ganks are not working for DC on that portion of the map. But for now, Black is continuing to be elusive. He's gonna. The one thing that Black has to pay for is the fact that he's not farming. Like the net worth of Black has been continuously dropping. In fact, the Lina and the Brute has really eclipsed him. So I think he needs to maybe finish his Abyssal Blade, or at least go back to farm a little bit more. Because, like you said, this Shadow Fiend is pretty bad.
I mean, what's he going to go for next, you reckon, on top of the SMY and the Skadi?
You mean for the Shadow Fiend?
For the Shadow Fiend, yeah.
I think Butterfly would be nice, but maybe you could wait a bit on that item because you don't know if they're working on MKB. Although he does have 4K now, so he could pick it up relatively quick if he wants it. I think he freed a slot. You could also finish the Satanic, but it's a very risky buy considering that you're dealing against the AA. If the Ice Blast clips on you, then suddenly that Satanic, whatever that active is called, it's going to be pretty useless. So I think Butterfly is probably the safest choice.
Okay. Yeah, he's just sold his treads, as you said. So he's got a bit of extra cash now to spend. Bottom lane, Mushi. He could be dead here. There is follow-up through, and even the bot's coming in. Mushi, I know there's anyway, gets out of this one. Fiend's Grip straight up, and nice little pick-off there from the side of DC, and Mushi just coming out of the lane a little bit too far, and a little bit too much on his lonesome there.
Yeah, he relies on his Blink Dagger and the units to keep him alive. But a good grip here from Biryu. Not wanting to watch that anime just yet, coming in from the trees, man, getting that kill. And here's that turn. If you get this Aegis, it's also the cheese Roche. It could be big for the team.
There's a buyback from Mushi. He realizes that he needs to be around for this Roche contention.
Well, DJ has known to be able to solo it, so...
I was going to say thanks for the amplifier as well that was laid down by Bulba.
Like, DC has to go in now.
Yeah, they've got to do something about this. They really have.
Oh, Bash. Alright, DC's hanging into the pit. Pretty dangerous if you ask me.
TC's starting to go back to work here. TC's trying to jump in. Black will get the Dark Pact off, and now BKB popped by Bulba. He's to move in. There's the Laguna Blade onto Aoi. Aoi's going to be the first to drop in. Mushi from the high ground just firing in the missiles. Gets Biryu as well. Double kill for Mushi. TC's trying to chase down. Look at the physical damage here. There's already a buyback on both DJ and Net.
Are they really going to go in like that? I don't think they can. They really need their supports lockdown. They're going to go in and continue the Aegis.
Shadow Fiend's got it. Okay. And now DJ can't die. Oh, that's a dieback on your Brood. 100 seconds now, down for DJ.
There's an item on the ground. I don't know what exactly is it. Helm of Dominator being dropped. Who's got the cheese? Somebody might go to Curry to get the helm. Meanwhile, Mushi again on high ground. The missiles doing so much damage. Ush though, he's got the Aegis, so he's not too worried.
Oh,
they get Black as well. They're going to go for more. Mushi, keep in mind that he bought back as well. If he dies, it's going to be a dieback. He gets Ush. All right, that's pretty good. But
DC are doing it.
He's got Blink. Looks like Mushi's going to blink himself back out. Helm of Dominator, looks like it's going to get picked up, but big win here for Team DC. And they need to get buildings. In fact, a line drawn through the middle. They could get a mid-rax off of this. TC hitting hard and fast. He's got the AC. That's going to help out against the tier 3 as well. A
massive fight there for DC. And we'll have a look in a minute at the swing as it will start to get... Look at that. My goodness.
That go grab.
That's at least a 10k, probably even more as it kicks in over time. And especially if they can get some kind of structural damage done as well. The buybacks from Fnatic there, it was always a risky play. They were desperate to hold on to that Roche fight, and it just didn't work out, losing so much over that last minute. And DC now pressure in the base. We'll set up onto Bristle. Mushi to follow up with the live track array. Now Ush just stands out. He's level 25, and I've got to be honest, Ush's performance for, so far in the tournament hasn't really been that amazing. But this game, he's certainly shown us that he deserves to be given a shot here up with the big boys in DC.
Yeah. Meanwhile, mid-rax does go down, and the question is, are they going to try to go finish the game? Probably not, as we do have everybody responding in 15 seconds, but EOT back on the bottom lane. I want to say it's too dangerous to go for a tier 2. Mushi picks up Biryu on the mid lane, Ice Blast to follow through. They are going to get the Bane kill. Okay. Can they get Mushi? If Mushi dies, this is the game. Mushi on the chase, amplified damage, revealing him. Meanwhile, on the back line here, Net trying to bail out his team, but he dies pretty much instantaneously.
Oh, Black! What are you doing?
You're in the wrong neighborhood. Oh, NA Dota, and they're going for it now, right? You have to go for it now. Everybody's dead, or Black, importantly, dead for 70 seconds. Here we go. DC leads the charge.
Okay. He's got to buy back here. He has got it available, and they're just going to go for the game.
Yeah.
Tier 4s are gone. There we go. There's the buyback. Let's see what they can do. This last final huzzah. Aoi gets the heal onto Bulba. Get the light striker out. Black trying to work his way onto TC here. the damage, the physical damage is insane from TC! Just melting through them all
TC,
here!
I'm sorry I ever
Oh!
doubted you. Your farm has been amazing. You're staring people from the depth of hell or
Look
whatever.
at this, NA Dota
GG's
can
goal.
be good.
Dire's ancient
And they've done it.
All right.
Fnatic out of this one for game 1.
Here's the amazing thing.
Damn.
We're playing a best of 1 for the survival of either team. I'm hyped for that one.
Oh, DC taking the game. And quite a fashion at the end of Fnatic. I think the tempo just stepped up and they just made some really costly mistakes. It was going so well that, Slark was farming beautifully, but yeah, TC pulling it through. 18 for 2 on this Bristleback. Ush's farm as well, something to really admire. A fair bit of GPM at the end, 695, and DC, they won game 1, Lumi.
Yeah, I think the big turning point in the game was that Slark has gone for a kind of a roaming ganking build, but DC has played so well and they didn't give away more than like 2-3 kills to the Slark.
No.
And we talked about Slark's GPM has kind of slowly fallen off the charts, whereas Ush, TC at the end has really kept it up. So excellent play. I think DC were kind of behind in the early game, but they kind of pulled it through as a team. So this should be a big morale boost. Maybe they could work.
I mean, as you said, they need the 2-0 here.
They needed 2-0. Yeah.
So this is a great start for them. Game 1 being taken in quite some fashion. There was always still the potential up to that last point for Fnatic to still take it, so by no means the easiest game for DC.
Yeah.
But showing us that they can take down Fnatic. They've got to do it a second time if they want to have a good chance of sticking into this one. So do stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back very shortly for game 2. But the game 1 there, DC takes the win against Fnatic, and we'll be back very shortly in just a few minutes' time.
Okay, fuck this headset.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Digital Chaos versus Fnatic here. This second game of the two-game series. Game 1 did, of course, go to DC, and in quite some fashion as well. I don't know if you agree with me, Lumi, but I think that was pretty much the best performance we've seen from DC at this LAN so far.
Well, it's like one of their 2 wins, so
Yeah,
technically
I'm trying
you're
to be
right.
nice here, Lumi.
I'm trying to be
But it was
realistic.
good. It was actually pretty good. They actually played pretty well.
They actually played
They played
Dota.
pretty well.
Team
It was good.
It was
It was looking up, and as we were looking at the standings, this game very important. So if DC win, Fnatic are going home.
Yep.
But if Fnatic win, DC are going home. So
This
this
is
is all or nothing here for these two teams.
As excited as
Yes.
one could get about these 2 games. And
10
Fnatic,
seconds
one of
remaining.
their wins, it was over Team Secret.
Yes.
That's a pretty big
5
win, and they did it off the
remaining.
Black Invoker.
Wait, wait. No, was it?
Yeah, they
Oh, well,
beat
yeah,
Team
Fnatic.
Secret.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Fnatic
thought you said DC. I was like, yeah, what?
Yeah.
I saw those games. They did not beat
They-
Secret,
yeah,
but
okay.
yeah, Fnatic. They just
Fnatic,
did.
they
Yeah.
beat the Weeha Meepo with the
Radiant
Black
team
Invoker.
Yes,
So,
and I mean Black's good on this. It's I think as the cast was saying before, it's not something that the team likes to draft from a lot, but he is very very good on the hero, and obviously managed to get his way this time, and we'll see what he can do. I mean, do you feel like in the first game, say Black was playing on an Invoker instead of a Slark, would that have been, is it the hero that can kind of deal with DC's play style, especially when they're picking up the Slardar again?
I didn't see how the draft came out, but
Radiant
at the
team
very
down.
least, I don't like the Queen of Pain versus Invoker matchup here.
Yes.
So we might see Invoker actually going to the safe lane.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
going for more of an EXP build, but we'll see how it goes out. I think it's very hard to say if. I think the Slark pick was fine. The Slark actually did quite a bit. Unfortunately,
10
he
seconds
wasn't able to
remaining.
find the key pickoffs, and that was really no fault of Black's. That's just DC playing
5
well.
seconds remaining.
So I think the Slark pick was okay in that game.
Okay.
But this game, we'll see how the Invoker does.
Reserve time.
I mean, if you're on the side of DC, what do you have to be most aware about when there's an Invoker picked up this early? Is there anything you can do in terms of drafting around it and kind of punishing the Invoker pick and dealing with it?
Well, Invoker, the weakness is his laning. He doesn't have a ton of base damage, and he really needs like level 4 or 5-ish
Okay.
to begin doing some work. And in that sense, you could treat him as a very gankable mid. So, for example, you could pick aggressive roamers. For example, Spirit Breaker comes to mind. Although one thing you do have to worry about
Dire
Spirit
team
Breaker is that
hit.
as you're charging in, he can cancel your charge with a cold snap. But the trend goes is you pick aggressive roamers and you get him early.
Yeah, I mean, so far, yeah, with the Slardar, Bulba, almost certainly going to be playing that one again. You have got that going on, and the fact they're going to be running this Quap as well. We're seeing a lot of strong Queen performances across the tournament. We'll see if DC are able to step it up with their own, and we're actually going to see Skyraf made. So one of those heroes that's sometimes picked up against the Wyvern,
Yes.
a direct counter to the Cold Embrace with that huge magical nuke damage of the Mystic Flare. But at the same time, I guess the Silence fairly good at kind of ganking and catching out the Invoker.
Yeah, Invoker, preventing Tusk from rolling away, from Tusk dropping some spells. But more importantly, Ali just really likes this hero. In fact, when he was on EG, I think EG really only picked
10
it because
seconds
Ali
remaining.
is really proficient with the hero. So they pick it up. The hero's not without
5
weakness. He
seconds
has
remaining.
0 armor. He's extremely squishy, and he doesn't counter push well, for example. So
Really squishy is not something you want to be when there's a Sven in the game.
yep. Well, it's not so bad because Sven, a
Okay.
lot of his physical survivability is in his armor. Skyrap does not care about that offensively.
But when he gets his BKB,
That is true. Yeah.
he's just going to make a beeline straight for the Skyraf and a couple of fell swoops with the God Strength on, and that Skyraf's dying every time these fights.
Yeah, I think the bigger problem right now, Fnatic has amazing defensive heroes. We
Yes,
talked about the
yeah.
Warcry giving plus 20 armor,
10 seconds
the Cold
remaining.
Embrace healing people up, the Tusk Snowball picking people up, and getting out of harm's
5
way. So
seconds remaining.
I feel like Digital Chaos, they have to win the fights kind of lopsidedly to have a chance in kind of
Reserve time.
small-scale skirmishes. Earthshaker being
Okay.
picked up as well.
I like this. I mean,
Radiant
again,
team
going off the
down.
back of what you said, how do you punish the Invoker? You gank him. Shaker, he's going to be able to obviously offer to that. And just having the roaming combination of Shaker, Skyraf is something already that I'm sure Black's going to be pretty scared of if he is going to end up in the mid lane, which, yeah, with the Sven pickup, it does look like that is going to be the case.
10
So
seconds
he's going to have to be very careful. Obviously, with the Wyvern, there's a high chance we'll see Wyvern just hang
5
around the mid
seconds remaining.
in order to try and save Invoker from the proceeds of Shaker and Mage going in. But DC do have the
Reserve
tools to
time.
play this one pretty nicely and come out on top in terms of the laning stage.
Yeah. The one thing that DC has to also worry about is that during the mid game, there's a ton of AoE spells from
Yeah.
Fnatic, like Ice Shards into EMP Tornado. That could be pretty hard to deal with. Of course, Stormhammer hard to avoid
Dire
if
team
you're
down.
kind of the slower support heroes like Earthshaker. So we'll see how it goes. I imagine this is going to be the Boba Slaughter and the offlane again.
I'd imagine it will be again. I mean,
Yeah.
he played it pretty well in the last game. He had a bit of a slow... Well, he got a good timing on the blink and the BKB, and then his farm
10
slowed down because he was
seconds
desperately looking for kills, but in the long run that worked out. It didn't matter that he didn't really have anything
5
else on top. All they
seconds
needed was his crush to set things up, to interrupt the team fight potential of Fnatic, and yeah, I'd like to see Bob on the
Reserve
Slardar again. I think it seems to be really strong in that position. We see obviously Misery playing a lot for Secret as well on that lane. It's a good hero to have when you do get a decent blink timing because he's just incredibly volatile. And well, the final ban from DC going to be that clockwork here. So assuming it's going to be a Tusk support, so it's probably going to be Net anyway, playing the Tusk again as it is kind of his hero.
Yeah. The thing about Slaughter this game is I think he could actually be active even without the Blink Dagger because you have the long range setup of the Earthshaker Fissure. So Fissure, you sprint, you walk in, you crush, and then you have the Skywrath Mage damage to actually get some kills. So sure, the Blink will be absolutely nice, but look towards Boba being aggressive even without the Blink.
10 seconds remaining.
Of course, we're looking at the pickup here for...
5 seconds remaining.
Well, actually, is it a offlane or is it a support? Because Tusk could be offlane here. DJ is very good with the hero.
Reserve time.
It could be. I mean, they do have the flexibility to switch around. Obviously, DC worried more that they are yet to pick the offlaner, but you could be right. They could very well look to put Tusk on the offlane if they wanted to just play against what DC are predicting from the side.
Actually, Brood is still in the pool. Brood is really good against Skywrath Mage because, well, you have 0 armor. Spiders are really good against you. Earthshaker makes it a little sketchy, and of course DC hasn't picked their last core yet, so that could be a little dicey as well.
Oh, Fnatic. Gonna go with the Disruptor. So it looks like it will be the Tusk offlane. So not what DC necessarily expected. I mean, either way, they could have still swapped it around, and they just didn't want to have to deal with a clock. But having a Disruptor as well in this lineup, obviously going to be fairly nice against heroes like the Co-op. The chase potential is going to be there.
Yeah.
And also just having that kind of AoE crowd control to set up for the Sven to then come in with the follow-up, or even with the lead-in, you know, good multi-man Stormhammer into a kinetic field, just allowing Sven to get close and personal, get the cleave damage in. They've certainly started to build the wombo combo here with Fnatic, you know, throwing an Invoker, Winter's Curse. They've got the power here. DC, though, they've got a lot of chase down, they've got a lot of team fight themselves with the Echo Slam, Crush setup, and Crop to jump in with a Sonic Wave. But, I like the Disruptor pick here from Fnatic.
I feel like DC needs somebody really tanky in the front line. Something like a Wraith King, but Wraith King obviously will get owned by EMP Tornado if Invoker is going for the that build. But my point stands in the sense that they need somebody in the front line that could kind of take a lot of punishment and not let Fnatic set up whatever AoE they want. Because a perfect Fnatic fight is something like an Ishar Stormhammer into Invoker spells, a Wyvern Curse on top. It's just really hard to position yourself against all of these massive AoE spells. Another way you could go is just circumvent everything and drop a global silence, like a Illidan silencer on the carry row. Digital Chaos, kind of thinking about their last pick, they still have quite a bit of flexibility. Fnatic's strongest timing is during the mid game, about 15 to 25 minutes in, and DC could kind of circumvent this by going early, going later. We'll see what they think.
So look, I mean, do they go for that Bristle again here for TC? I mean, they've got the Slardar, you know, they've got the synergy with the Amplify.
I think Bristle will have slightly harder game.
Okay.
Because his Quill Spray won't be doing that much damage, because considering that Sven's going to give everybody plus 20.
Yes, that is true, yeah. The armor's going to be...
And then you have Cold Embrace, and also his... they're going to be seeing a Juggernaut, which is actually pretty interesting. I mean, are they going to go for a pushing strat? That's really what Juggernauts pick for nowadays. The healing ward's pretty amazing, but I think they're looking for a carry that could dodge a couple of stuns with the Blade Fairy. And of course, give you some insane mid-game damage with the Omni Slash.
Yeah.
This pick doesn't really like wow me or anything. It's just like it's okay.
It's got the ability to kind of dodge what Fnatic have, but at the same time, you're going to be Omni Slashing into a team that does have a high on that Wyvern. And with the Cold Embrace, you know, the Omni Slash counter is going to be there each and every time of the team fights, potentially.
Right.
So, I don't know, we'll have to see what TC can do with it, but as you said, going for that potential push strat, if they get a good time on the Bulba Blink, and Ush is able to be pretty mobile around the map, if DC get that early footing in the game, they'll be able to continue that momentum quite nicely.
5
Yeah,
seconds
this game
remaining.
comes down to the supports for both sides. It depends if, for example, Biryu on the Earthshaker gets good roams off, if, you know, Aoi could get those early clutch silence, or on the other side, looking at Net and Ohio, if they could get their own roams on. The cores, they're all X factors, and they will do well or not well, depending if the roams are good on the team. So, two supports are the key heroes, the key players.
Well, and in terms of the lanes, it looks pretty much to be what we expected, coming from both sides with the heroes that they picked up. Looks like it will, of course, be Black in that mid lane and Mushi on the safe lane. So Black in the mid lane, of course, will be going up against Ush's Quap. I mean, you're saying yourself you didn't really favour the Invoker too much against the Queen in the mid?
At least not for the first 2 level. Looks like he's going to be going for the Exhort build. And once you level up your Fire Orbs, you know, past 2-3 points, you should be fine. I say he's going for the Exhort build. It still could change depending how he feels.
Now let's have a look. So ladies and gentlemen, this is game 2 here between Fnatic and Digital Chaos. And this game, as we've been saying, all or nothing for both teams. You lose this game, you're out of the tournament. You'll finish bottom of the group stages. You won't be making it through to the playoffs at the real LAN that will kick off tomorrow. You win this though, you do secure your position. So both teams going to be giving it their all, and these are the drafts that they wish to take to this final fight. And I'm interested to see who does come out on top. But I mean, for yourself, Lumi, is there a draft that kind of glares out to you and says this is the better lineup for this match?
I like Fnatic's lineup much more. They have so much more AoE to work with. It's easier to kind of get a good team fight off. To me, DC, they're playing a fairly similar style as last game. Like, they're good at chaining one pick off into the next. I think Slardar makes your lineup like that. And you need to overperform compared to the enemy team. Looks like we're going to see the crossboards being skilled here on Invoker. The downside, if you're going for this build, is that your base damage is pretty crap. And that's why Ohio's hang out and help out Black a bit.
I mean, I guess this is the way that you can also deal with that Quap spam. Top lane, DJ is going in onto Aoi here, and Aoi has to walk himself all the way around those shards here. This bottom lane, so off lane Bulba, having to deal with Mushi and the potential arriving of Net as well when he comes his lane. He's got to be pretty careful here, because if they get a Stormhammer off and then they get the bring back with the Glimpse, once level 2's hit on this Disruptor, it could be quite a scary lane here for Bulba on his own.
Yeah. The real cost of running an Invoker mid is that he needs help, and that's why Wyvern's there. And because Wyvern's there, the Slaughter gets to have a lot more room to farm on the bottom lane. So Boba taking advantage of the fact that he can't get to level 2 and perhaps even 3. Now he's kind of zoning out Net a little bit. In fact, getting some experience in the jungle, so ain't too bad.
He's making the best of this. Thunderstrike will be there from Net. They'll just force him back and out away from this. Top lane DJs are playing incredibly aggressive. You see trading his with Aoi.
Alright. And that's where you just are sad because Skywrath Mage has 0 armor and ain't great.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once DJ hits level 6 later on, these punches are going to be huge against Aoi.
Yep. Black is just like leveling up that Quas. He's like, I just want regen. Which is fine, but I imagine Queen of Pain is going to actually Ush aggressively coming in. Not going to get the kill or anything, but really zoning Black completely out of the lane. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Biryu, looks like level 1 Glimpse, not able to get anything done. And again, Boba enjoying the fact that he can actually walk into the creep wave as a melee hero and get some CS. You can see Aoi trying to get that courier snipe on the mid lane, but I believe he is scouted.
Yeah, they've also got backup here, so Haya hangs around. The courier snipe's going to be unsuccessful. But worth going for, especially seeing as he was making the rotations anyway, picking up the 2 minutes. Rune. But yeah, the farm for Mushi at the moment, you're looking at 10 for 7 on this. Boba's not been able to do too much in terms of slowing it down, but as you said, the fact that Boba will still have the opportunity to be fairly active this game without a blink because of the amount of setup and lead-in that DC have elsewhere in the lineup.
Alright, a bit of bottle crowing on the mid lane. So far, neither support has really got too much done when it comes to kills, but obviously we do see stacking happening on the mid lane here for, maybe Invoker or maybe the Sven's going to clear it later. Neither hero is really good at clearing stacks considering that Sven has not leveled up Cleave, which this build is the common build nowadays, maxing Warcry, pretty early into the game.
Yeah, I mean, some spends as well, they tend to just put the 1 point in Stormhammer, but we've seen him put a couple in this game. And mid lane, the CS difference at the moment, 17 for 4, 12 for 2, so I assume they're being pressed a little bit by Ohio, still having the favourable time here on the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, the base damage difference is really not favoring Black. But he is going for EMP Tornado, which will be pretty amazing against Slaughter, right? 1 EMP, he's out of mana, same thing with Juggernaut, same thing with Earthshaker, so that's reason alone to go for the build.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've got the setup for it as well, with the Winter's Curse, Stormhammer, Kinetic Field, whatever you want to throw down. So
they have so much AoE.
It's, you can understand why Black's going this skill group.
Oh, in the river here, Net might be in a little bit of trouble. He gets scouted out, Boba's going to sprint in, there is going to be a fissure, the crush should follow through, and the glimpse, well, a little bit late here as the crush should happen here. Beery trying to get the body block, blink in here, and Ush picks up first blood. Nicely done here. And
he's going to be very happy with his team for that one.
Looks like he's going to get a completed magic wand. Top lane. Oh, sorry. Aoi in a lot of trouble here. The sun is going to come through, bring in the illusion as well. One more right click should do it, but the concussive shot slow helping him out. And of course, TC's going to come in here with the healing ward.
A little unfortunate there for DGA that he couldn't quite finish off that kill. And TC's farm at the moment, 28 for 15. He's been fine up here. Not a lot that the Tusk has been able to do to slow him down. But I think it's, so a lot of this is down to what Black could achieve on the Invoker this game. And as you said, he's been able to pull out all the stops in previous matches in this LAN. And them, the side of Fnatic drafting it here in this very important game. They believe in the Black Invoker, and we'll see if they were right to do so as the game continues.
Yeah, so when Black's Invoker beat Team Secret's Meepo on the mid lane he received a lot of help and a lot of ganks from his allies. This game though, Disruptor not the best ganker, and neither is Winter Wyvern, so I don't think Black is really getting that edge. In fact, it's DC supports that's a lot more effective. They got the first blood for the mid lane, and they're looking to actually punish Mushi. Sprint, there you go. There's that long-range initiation. I talked about how the Slaughter could do a lot without the Blink Dagger. Nice Storm Hammer here. Ush already blinked. Can they actually get the kill on Mushi? They're chasing him deep. I don't think they will get the kill. The Crush is actually going to miss on Ohio, so that's a 4-man rotation that's doing absolutely nothing. And of course, Black says, all right then, I'll get some free farm on the mid lane.
That's very painful there for DC committing that much. And even with the amount of magical damage they have, just not enough. Top lane, TC trying to go for it here, but he's tanks up the tower quite a bit. DJ, he did go, he did have a mango there. I would have wondered if he wanted to try and pop back in. And there wasn't the mana here on TC for an Omni Slash. I kind of feel that he could have gone for that kill there, DJ.
Yeah, maybe he's respecting the fact that once Healing Ward gets dropped down, he doesn't really have a good way to kill it, being a melee hero, so he's just playing it safe. DJ's job here is to not get killed, but mostly just to get that level 6. So he's okay trading farm and just staying alive. I think Ush misplayed in that previous gank. He blinked too close to Mushi and just ate the Stormhammer. I don't think he was able to cast off his slow, and thus Mushi was able to survive.
And Maviri is still trying to make the rotations. He is still level 1 at 6 minutes in. It's not ideal. I mean, he can still obviously be very effective with the Fissure placements, but he's going to want to try and find himself in some more positive action. They've only found the 1 kill on the board so far. Oh, Boris point straight up onto TC, but DJ, he's going to be careful here. Oh. TC, you want to move away from this because he can turn around with the stars. Oh, TC! Why did he stand there? He knew he was going to go for Beery. The crossbar was going to be there. He could have gone. I don't know. TC.
I think maybe Beery should not have came into Vision. He should have dropped the Fissure and stayed out because he came in, there was a snowball target.
Yeah, I don't know. Never mind.
Well, they do get the 1-for-1 trade, but DJ's like, all right, I'll take that trade. Pretty easy. Oh, we see the LED screen being set up in the back.
Ooh. Oh,
nice stuff.
Looking very pretty.
All right.
But anyway, so 2-1 at the moment if the side of DC. Bottom lane, the farm's still good for Mushi. He's top of the board in terms of CS, so let's have a quick look at the net worth here as it's all about the farm game. Fairly close here between the high rises at the moment.
Oh, Invoker actually leading in terms of CS. I'm very surprised by that.
Wow, he's just behind these guys in terms of CS, but yeah. But you mean in like net worth?
Net worth, sorry. Yeah.
That's alright. I got you.
Oh, the Emperor Tornado on the middle. Actual blink away. It's a good little bit of harass. And I think Fnatic, again, they're not supposed to be strong on this stage of the game, so giving away 1 or 2 kill is completely expected. when they're strong at is mid game. They're looking to use their AOE and seize fight control, and that's where heroes like Skywrath Mage and Earthshaker has to be on their game.
Oh, he's got to be careful there. He really can't reveal himself. He's not going to. DJ was looking to see if he can find a follow through from Ohio leading in. Black just remaining mid. Looks like he's going to be going for the Orchid this game to try to deal with the flop. And Black. Is the reach going to be enough?
Yeah, it should be enough. I think Ush is looking for one more
got to be
blink.
close. I mean, okay, at the same time. Alright, DJ solo kills Jug somehow.
Alright.
Alright.
That should not be happening.
That should not happen. Okay. Didn't expect that one. But somehow TC gets taken down again in his own jungle.
And that's
by a solo Tusk.
That's the downside of going for the Blade Fairy max build. If you have kind of got a couple more points into stats, he would have been able to use Omni Slash, and maybe the fight would have been a little bit different. Of course, we didn't see it.
Black?
Mid lane though,
Oh
Black.
my god!
He's gonna survive again. No! Nice dodge here with the ghost, and here comes the backline DJ, just picking up the trash. I mean,
oh, talking about the trash? Nope. I'm only kidding, TC. I love you, really. But
That's
Omni
harsh.
Slash was a little bit
harsh. That's
Shots
harsh.
fired. Nah, it's been a tough game for TC, but it's all right overall. DC, they still have the potential, and they've, you know, the farm can step up, and the farm's not been bad. He's certainly been hitting the creeps. 59 for 18 at the moment. He's keeping on par with the farm here of Mushi on the Sven. At 3 for 2 at the moment here, and Black's Invokers we saw in the mid lane just really playing on the edge. Ace, knowing the limits of this hero.
Yeah, Black has been impressive. Here's the thing with Black, right? Like, he's actually gonna just sit in this mid lane and do absolutely nothing but hit creeps. But that's probably the best thing that he can help us team, because once he gets the Orchid,
oh, those shards.
Yeah, once he gets his Orchid, everybody on the side of DC is a free pick off if they're by themselves. So that's a dangerous thought if you kind of equate it like that. Meanwhile, Fnatic knows that they're all they need to do is farm. And DC has not really been bringing the fight to them. Boba might actually die here. There is a level 3 glimpse available, but Nat doesn't really have backup. He's just looking to harass.
Yeah, and he's found himself level 6 now in the safe lane, as he's been soaking up the XP, so the next fights could be big. Top lane. Gotta be a little bit careful. Ohio hasn't quite got the Winter's Curse online, but there's level 8 here on this Tusk. DJ seeing what he can do with a potential wraparound. TC, pop on the healing ward here. Shards as well. Not quite happy in terms of going in there. Where the Aui's hanging around on the sidelines. He's very nearly got level 16. In fact, he does have it online now. Buru smoked up, heading towards top. Ush is there as well with the backup. This could be a very good fight here for DC.
They need both of these kills. They just need it. It's a 4-man rotation. Here we go.
There's your Fisher out. Goes on to Ohio with the Scream as well. Mystic Clown to DJ. There's your Sonic Wave. Finds the Wyvern. They'll have a snowball coming out.
No, Aoi, please!
Oh, Aoi. And he doesn't get out of this though. So they do still clean up. They lose Aoi for it, but a good trade nonetheless for DC. 2 for 1. And the smoke working out very nicely there from Biryu and us joining the fight in the top lane.
I mean, it's a 2 for 1, but you commit 4 heroes in a 2v4 situation. They need to get some tier 1 tower damage, and ideally you bring down the tier 1 and that'll be okay, but here comes that Invoker dropping out an EMP Tornado.
A little bit off the mark there with the Tornado. Bottom lane though, space has been created for Mushi, and he's looking to find himself a free tower here. He's got a lot of money in the bank. Does he stick around for this kill?
He's gonna get glimpsed.
Okay. Goodbye, Bulba.
Cannot TP within tower vision, or vision of all.
It's a blink. Does he
Wanna
go back in?
Yeah, he knows that there is no TP. Here comes the Stormhammer. Did not get dodged by TC. In fact, he's going to go back in Omni Slash, but for something armor. In fact, I think they want to turn this around. TP out here by Mushi. The spin damage, so it's there.
Yeah,
that's a key kill.
That is a big kill there for TC.
Meanwhile, Ush giving a chase. Don't think it's going to work out here.
He's got Aoi and Bulba moving in as well. Bulba, in terms of getting his blink online, he's got 700 at the moment, so still a fair way to go here on the Slardar. But this is looking alright here for DC. 5 for 4. Black is going to be the issue though. If he gets that Orchid online, which he's going to have it fairly shortly,
yeah,
then there's going to be that very volatile killing potential here from this Invoker with a backup.
Actually,
just one member.
DC's trying to sneak rogue. Is this going to work out here?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He might just get it. I mean, Amplify is a great spell.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got the right clicks of TC.
Well, he's actually not even right clicking that hard because he's max.
Oh, he's only got the 1 point play though.
Yeah, he's got multiple points of healing word. So we're gonna see that probably the Master Madness build and give Ush the age of that. so he's also going to stay Orchid.
And Fnatic were smoked up. They were starting to move down towards it, but I just didn't quite expect the side of DC to head into the pit and take it like that. Top lane, you've still got the pressure from Black mounting in. At the same time, it's going to be DC looking for a tier 1 down here at the bottom, so making the trades. Tier 1 still standing in the mid lane, and Mushi is bringing the wave in.
I'm not sure whether trading against a mid-game lineup like Fnatic is a good idea, but DC needs to hit some of their own items as well. Boba, of course, with his Blink Dagger. Same thing with their use Earthshaker. It looks like DC is looking to defend this T1. They don't want to give it up without fight. Neto runs into the support. Aoi, you're in a lot of trouble. In fact, he's going to get, well, just completely bombarded on the right side. Fissure is good. Unfortunately, Aoi has already died. And
TC.
Well, he's going to get glimpsed back, but
Blade Furies to cancel the glimpse here. Stormham onto Ush. The Static Storm gets thrown down here. Mushi trying to move forward. Tornado. Very nice done there from Black. Catches out Ush. Ush blinks out of it here. At the same time, they're chasing down TC. Mushi, DJ, and Ahio looking for the Juggernaut. Should be able to find it. The healing ward not enough on the back lines though. Buri and Bulba trying to do their best to clean up. Ush loses the Aegis, but they might be ready to just finish off this fight here, TC. They'll find the kill onto DJ. So they do actually come out on top of that, taking 3 heroes away. They do lose TC on the Juggernaut.
They lose. It's a 3 for 3 because you lost the Aegis as well. But the key thing is that they defended the mid tower. They can even deny if they want, and more importantly, they kill Black. So Black's Orchid timing will be delayed. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain's Orchid timing is.
It's going to be sped up off the back of that. She's very, very close, only a few hundred away from picking up the recipe.
I mean, that's the benefit of sneaking that Roshan. You get those momentum from the fights. And that's just starting to be dangerous. He had an amazing game 1 performance on the Shadow Fiend. Looks like to continue this performance with the Queen of Pain. Again, both of these teams fighting for the tournament lives. And they are settling it with best of 1.
I mean, Mushi at this point with the Master Commanders to blink. What do you reckon he goes for next on the Sven? I mean, surely BKB's got to be something he's thinking about, especially against a team with like the Shaker, the Quap, and the Scarf Mage.
Yeah, I like BKB quite a bit as well. You can go for the blink if you want to initiate for his team.
Oh, he's already got the blink, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, he's gone blink first, right?
Yeah,
into the
blink
Master
first.
Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think BKB has to be the choice next.
Mushi.
Oh, that's a free kill.
Okay, that ward. Okay, bit of slow
Ooh,
reaction
if
there
he
with
gets
the
out of
Stormhammer. Yeah.
TP out. Ooh, the Ukes. Meanwhile, though, Aoi in a lot of trouble. He drops the Static Storm. Here comes, though. The Snowball's going to pick him back up. Boba is going to get hit. Can he actually get off the crush? Nice Static Storm here by the Disruptor. Meanwhile, TC's trapped, and TC, can he use his ultimate? No, a little bit too late. Ush, though, cleaning up on IO3. DJ in a lot of trouble as well. The TP out looks like they will be finished. Oh! Close.
Jeez.
And I think the Bolt might follow him. No, he's good. He's regen back up.
Okay, I mean, again, another good fight there for DC. They lose 2, but they find 3, and they find Mushi as well.
Yeah, Ush, though, he's He's a big winner in these fights. In fact, he's got even an Ogre Club on top of the finished Orchid. Once that BKB is finished, all of that AoE supremacy that Fnatic had might just go right out of the window because there is a big fat Queen of Pain that you just can't lock down. So Ush might be the savior, the stand-in.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Ush's performance in these series. You know, as you said just now, Game 1 Shadow Fiend was absolutely on point, and Game 2, the Quap, yeah, it's just as good.
Yeah, he's been at the right place at the right time. Picked up first blood in the bottom half of the river, be able to get a kill here and there with a Sonic Wave, and this is a snowball situation. So, Ush, let's see if he could continue to snowball away. One thing that he cannot do is get pretty cocky and like die once or twice, because he does have a pretty big streak, right? If you give it to Black, if you give it to the Mushi, it ain't great.
And bottom lane there, the pings were coming out as well. He was pushing out the lane on his own. There was backup from the side of Fnatic. And they do definitely have the catch potential to deal with this Quap, but it's just, yeah, he's been turned into the fights at the end, so most of the time Fnatic have already blown most of their spells on someone else on the side of DC.
Yeah.
And that means the Quap just has free reign in these fights. And we're at a point now after those fights, Slaughter. Bulba's managed to catch back up, and he has got that Blink Dagger now on top of the tread, so just another threat that Fnatic have got to be really scared about in these fights.
Yeah. And I think BKB will be Bulba's next item of choice. Black. Looks like he is ghost up and ready to hunt. And again, whoever he finds is a pick off, but there is a Sentry Ward available. If Black walks in and just get Orchided, that could have been pretty bad.
Yeah, looks like he realizes that it's not worth going that close. And at the same time, another Blink coming out for the side of Fnatic. So DJ with the Blink on the Tusk. Let's see where they decide to head with this one, though.
Yeah, the Blink Tusk is actually very dangerous because you're setting up Punch into Static Storm.
This could be a solo kill.
Yeah,
Straight away. Owie. Easy Dota. Yep. Easy kill there for Black. Let's see a high in the middle of this all, but the crush is there. Static Storm is lovely. Oh, he blinked into it. Oh no! This is terrible here for DC. They'll get the snowball form, but maybe they can still turn. They take a lot of damage. Look at the Echo Slam out, and they will find the Tusk in return. So even though it was a beautiful Static Storm from Fnatic, they just didn't have the damage or the follow-up, and
where was Mushi in that?
DC just lived through it all. Mushi was
just hanging out.
Hanging
Had a
out.
Blink Dagger,
All
right?
I mean, if they had Mushi there, that would have been
Or Black.
a team wipe.
Yeah, they needed just one more. The Static Storm was absolutely perfect. DJ was like, all right, let's go. And then he was not there. So a key pick here in the DC jungle. And they're looking to continue their, I guess, dominance so far. Roshan has to be the next contention point once it respawns. But right now, Black continue to look for pickoff. And I got to remind the viewers back home, in game number 1,
Mushi.
Mushi's the jungle here. Very tanky, but looks like he is going to get brought down.
First, he's not in the fight, and second, he's getting himself taken down in the enemy jungle on his own.
Well, what a
great
fissure by
news for
Theory.
Fnatic.
2 games in a row, man. Once Sam picks up that blink, it's just nothing but go. Very impressive slaughter play.
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
It's a trap, and well, there's the turnaround. Amplify onto Black. He'll get bashed to high heavens. Now they'll turn onto Net, who just walks into the middle of it all.
That's a gem? Thank you for the freebie. You activated my trap card. Barrier's
Fnatic.
like, man, I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Back on the bot lane here. Ush looking for some aggression here.
He's going to get it
down.
as well. This
Yep.
man's a dead man. 4 heroes dying in quick succession here for the side of Fnatic, and DC in game 2 just hitting their stride. And as you mentioned, just when Bulba gets that blink, DC pull out all the stops, they just go ham, they go for it, and Fnatic just don't have a way of dealing with it.
Yeah, and now they're rolling with the tier 1 towers. TC's really had a tough game, but looks like he's picking up some stats as well. Ultimate Orb as the second item of choice. I wonder if it's going to be some sort of like a Manta style. DJ showing off some moves, but looks like he won't be able to hold that T1 tower. Mushi thinking about blinking onto the low ground. He really wants BKB before he can take these fights.
Yeah, still needs that before a hammer hit. Okay. Oh. Haven't got the follow-up. They couldn't get themselves into follow-through with Mushi's stun. And this is certainly looking tougher and tougher here for the side of Fnatic, and DC, when it matters most in this tournament, just stepping it up. As we can see the graph now to peel back off in favour of them. It's a 4k lead in terms of gold. XP wise is around 4k as well. It's, you know, it's still one big team fight. If let's say if Fnatic get a team wipe, that will be negated. But
Yep.
DC in the definitely the more comfortable position at the moment.
I think the big part of that last team fight wasn't the 2-3 random kills. It's actually the gem that they gave away. So that's about 1,000 gold swing, or actually 1,800 gold swing as well. And now DC is looking to get a lot more map control from it. And of course, Queen of Pain BKB is already online. Can we check on the Roshan timer? All right, so this is a good point of smoke. Get a pick and go into Rosh. I mean, it's been the same game plan as game number 1, but it's been an effective game plan. And again, I want to remind the viewers is that remember Black Slark in game 1? Amazing far. Did a lot during the early game, right? And then he just like went for these picks, and he just couldn't find picks. And then his net worth just dipped lower and lower. It feels like this is the same situation happening again. Do you feel that way, Owen?
Yeah, he had a great time in, well, not a great time, but an okay time in lane. Ush still did come out on top in terms of CS, but I mean, he hasn't died a lot. He's just, yeah,
He's
not
just
done
hanging
anything
out,
in
you know?
return.
It's just like, well, now Mushi is gonna finish that BKB, which is great. You know,
But we've got to remember though, there's always the potential for Fnatic to just go in with a big wombo combo.
that is true.
One, you know, Static Storm followed in by Mushi.
We saw
Black.
that 4-man Static Storm.
Yeah. So we know that the supports can hit it. They're just going to have to rely on the fact that the cores are going to need to be there to clean up. But if that happens, they still have a potential to take this fight against DC. But DC playing it safe. Mushi has now got that BKB, so something else to bear in mind when this next fight kicks off.
Very interesting item choice here from Aoi. He's gone for the drums. And, you know, normally he likes his Rod of Atos. Ghost Scepter is not a bad choice this game. Force Staff is good, but he understands that this game, if they're winning fights, it's off of one kill into chasing into another kill and then another kill. and the movement speed from the drums activation will be very helpful in that regards.
Both teams very close to each other here. They'll pop down the center. The pings are coming out. Bulba looking for the crush here. Actually turns it to Mushi, but Mushi straight in with the Stormhammer. Bulba trying to get the amplifier out. There's going to be the Sky Range. Mystic Flare coming out. The Static Storm being dropped. Bulba will go down. That's the gem on the deck. And then Yomi Slash from TC. Cold Embrace comes out to Mushi. Now TC trying to play through for the middle of it all. Winter's Curse comes out from Aoi, but TC, he finds the kill onto Tusk. Stormhammer flies across. Ush spots the BKB. Looking for the... get a higher, he should be able to find it with the scream, and he does. Wicked sick kill streak here for Ush. He's looking to chase Black, but Black is out of there. Who picked up the gem here? It wasn't.
I think one of the dire hero picked it back up. It was back on the ground again.
Okay.
So maybe Aoi has it now?
So still a 2-for-1 trade there. They do lose Bulba. They find two heroes in return.
And looks like, yeah, Aoi's got the gem again.
Yeah, so he's got Black's gem back.
Alright, so wasn't the disastrous team fight. Slaughter essentially did nothing in that fight except tanked a ton of spells. Ush, of course, coming in big. The fact that they didn't even need to use Sonic Wave gives them a big morale boost. They can fight again right now if they want to.
Yeah, they're certainly sticking around here, the side of Fnatic. They want to go in. The Roshan, as you were saying, is pretty much what they're fussed about. You take Roche, you'll be able to power down a lane. And both sides have got a fairly good amount of pushing potential.
Alright, it looks like they're going to just go into the Roshan pit, knowing that the tornadoes cool down for like maybe 10 more seconds. And they're bringing it down quick. Amplify damage. Again, a pretty big deal in these fights. And of course,
and they get there in time.
Again, the AoE is scary, right? One Static Storm is all they need. Here we go. Oh man, it's not even fast enough. In fact, Ush aggressively blinking back and forcing out BKB from Mushi. TC's gonna get locked down. TC gets punched up. The Static Storm is on top. Is good. He's dead. Meanwhile, Mushi blinks forward. He finds Boba. Boba's gonna sprint himself out of there. Can he blink away? He does blink away. And now Mushi without BKB really trapped. Meanwhile, Ush is just trying to chase people down. He does get one. He still, no, he doesn't have the BKB anymore, but he still has the Aegis. Meanwhile, Mushi storm hammers down onto Ush. Ush still alive right now, gets one kill, blinks off, barely dies. Meanwhile, good curse here on Boba, bailing them out, and looks like the retreat here for Fnatic should be good, but another DC victory here. Sun's fan is smiling somewhere watching this game.
Certainly is. I mean, 21-11. They take the Roche and they take a close fight, but still another favourable fight nonetheless. And Ush, I mean, what happened to the Ush that we saw the other day? This man's a different man. He's playing insane. 11 kills, 6 assists, and only died the once. He's he wants to win, this man. You can tell. He's giving it his all there, and it certainly is admirable. And TC as well was struggling early on, still struggling now, but he's making it up the board. You know, he's catching up with Mushi's farm.
I mean, he's essentially acting as the team's tank.
Pretty much, yeah. He leads in. A lot gets thrown down onto TC. So
I think a build that maybe he could have went for instead of the Manta style was like a drums for his team. That's what we saw Ice did yesterday when he played the off-lane Juggernaut position. Was, you know, he didn't have the best time, but essentially all he did for his team was provide a ton of aura. So drums, I think Vlad would have been great, because you know Ush is carrying so much of your team's damage that you can get away with a little bit more supportive item, but instead he's gone for the Manta style, which is a fine build, but I think he needs a little bit more HP beyond this.
Okay. We'll see what TC does decide to go for an okay. Here's Black picking up the Deso.
Ooh.
So going for that right click, going for the push now.
Not sure if this...
I mean, the later this game goes, they've got an Invoker, they've got a Sven, but I guess DC they do have, they've got the Jug, they've got the Slardar, and the way that Quat's playing, you know, Ush is going to still be a formidable opponent later on, and he's closing in on the AC gold.
Well, the Deso is going to be good against the Quat, because she is, you know, sitting only at 6 armor. I think what they're looking for with this Deso is that they're trying to get quick pickoffs whenever they stun somebody, right? If you storm hammers or curse somebody, they just want to get that one kill quick. That last team fight we saw DC's hero, aside from TC who died immediately, they all kind of just survived for a very long time. And I think this Deso helps you get those quick kills.
This could be the fight here if they decide to push out, but Fnatic respecting the power here of DC. They're not going to go straight down the lane, they're going to look elsewhere. Maybe even try and wait for them to come over to them. And he's just a plate mail away from finishing that AC Ush, so just a few 600 to go. They're actually going to smoke and go. Okay, Fnatic wants a fight. This is going to be the be-all end-all. Mushi positive goes straight, jump straight in onto Ush here. Look at the damage. No, can't quite get it. The blink out from Ush. He's going to TP himself away here so the Quap gets out. There's your Omni TC steps it up at the time of need. And now Blink forward from Boba.
Wow.
Gets the crush onto Ohio. TC coming in with the Blade Fury. And this is it. This man's stepping it up. Jimmy's channels his energy through Twitch chat and TC's receiving it. Getting 2 kills there for the team TC. And nothing of any value being found for Fnatic.
That was a strong Mushi assist though. He turned on that Mask of Madness like, oh, Omni Flash coming? Let me give you a hand. No, he obviously turned it on for the Ush kill, but Ush blinked away at like 10 health or something. Calculated, as one might say. And now, DC is looking for that tier 2.
There we go. Get the push on. Mushi's down for 25 seconds. Doesn't have buyback. DC realized that they can take the fight each time.
What did Black's Defo do that last fight? I don't think he was even in the fight, so... I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, Echo slam straight onto Black.
Is this Rax?
With him down for a full minute and no buyback on the Invoker, it may well be. They've still got the Static Storm, they've still got the Winter's Curse, they've got to land a perfect combo.
Who's doing the damage? Like Sven's the only person that can do damage right now. And you gotta land like a 3 curse. There we go.
Oh, but the BKB rise, the Winter's Curse comes out onto the Quap. Blades from TC trying to move on to DJ. Mushi trying to chase this down, and look at the damage, can he get Bulba? Bulba incredibly low. He's gonna be able to get himself out. Warcry from Mushi as he tries to chase down Howie. Howie with the jukes! Oh, but Mushi catches him back with the vision of the creeps, blinks back in. Buryu's cut right in the middle of the kinetic field here. They'll find the Shaker as well by the looks of it, so the defense is successful from Fnatic. They find 3 kills against DC. And Fnatic still holding here, even without the Black Invoker. They didn't get the Slardar, they didn't get the Jug, but 3 kills nonetheless. They'll be very happy with that fort.
I think DC underestimated Fnatic just like we did. They're like, you know, let's get the Rax. They're dead Invoker for a long time, but that AoE, like you pointed out, very clutch play. Even Ush with the BKB activated to block the Stormhammer, the curse on top was so amazing. Yeah, that was the first excellent curse that we saw this game.
That was a really nice curse. Yeah, just locking him down. And his BKB's got to be getting pretty low now. Okay, no, still 7 seconds.
I think Sven's
not
BKB
awful.
is getting pretty low as well.
That's actually true. Let's have a look at Mushi's. Yeah, it's down to 6. Slardar's about to pick his up. He's got the money for it here, Bulba. So we'll see what Sam can do with that.
I think Black will like a BKB himself. But
this game is stepping it up, and Fnatic just showing, I mean, we keep emphasizing the fact that they do have the one-by combo.
Yes.
It's always going to be hard for TC to try and push into high ground against the heroes that Fnatic have got. And that we just saw a very successful defense, and that was a 4v5. Imagine if they had Black there as well. I wouldn't have been surprised if Fnatic could have even team-wiped the side of a DC.
Yeah, one thing I like to look for is Black putting the Alacrity on the Sven. Can you imagine that damage output? And of course the attack speed that Black.
I want to see some more. Yeah, okay, so he's got the crit in 2.1k.
Probably I want to say.
I think you got it. I mean, there's nothing more satisfying than just seeing a Sven just hit those huge crit numbers.
Yeah.
Daedalus could be beautiful here.
Of course, he could go for an armor item like AC as well, if he wants to pick up a plate mail to help himself out. But he's already got a ton of armor from his Warcry, so. For the most part, Fnatic looking for another big AoE team fight. They got all their ults back online. Can you give a check on the Roche timer?
Let's have a look at the Roche timer. It's coming up to the point where we're going to see how long it's going to be before it's back up. Tuska's got his BKB up now as well, so BKB's coming out left, right, and center for the side.
Meanwhile, TC's going to pick up like Scotty. It's like, you know what? I'm the frontline tank.
Okay.
Let's get a little bit more HP, a little bit more stats.
It's not bad at all. It's going to allow him to just withstand the initial burst from Fnatic, and even if it's just keeping himself long enough, alive long enough to get out the Omni Slash, it's going to be very nice over TC.
Yeah. More importantly, he does actually run low in mana quite a bit. The extra stats will help against EMP Tornado should he get hit by it, so ain't so bad. And again, I think Barry needs to really step it up in this particular junction of the game, because he's really the AoE crowd control next to Slaughter as well. So, Ohio looking for a curse.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Ohio's got the blink as well, and I think that's the reason why he landed such a good curse in that last fight.
Oh, here we go. Is this Mushi going in? Yep, get that Demon Edge. Get that. There we go. There we have it. Who needs buyback? Mushi doesn't. He's going all in for this one. 170 gold away from the completed Daedalus. This is going to be very scary for the side of DC. They've got to be able to kite out the Sven. or even just kill him, but the BKB is going to be a huge issue. They've got to rely pretty much on TC hitting a lovely Omni Slash, catching the Sven out on his own if Mushi goes for too much of an aggressive blink. And obviously with the Amplify on him as well from Bulb, if they can lay that down. They still have the potential to kill Mushi, but if he gets the jump, he gets the stun, he's going to be three-shotting some of the this kind of squishier heroes on the side of DC with a Daedalus and God Strength.
And I think that's exactly the reason why we do see Aoi trying to pick up a 4-staff.
Okay.
That's a 4-staff recipe in his stats, right?
Yeah, he's very close.
If you do survive that Stormhammer initiation, you know, get jump back out. The Fissure could help you as well, but here we go, DC looking for the smoke. Not exactly the kind of the best place to fight if they do find Fnatic, but Fnatic's nowhere close. I'd like to see one of the supports on the side of DC to lay down a couple of observer wards as you're kind of covering through the enemy portion of the map. Will help you set up the future fights a lot better.
DC, are they going to find this fight? Are they going to head over?
There's a double damage in the river. Oh my goodness, that could be huge. Looks like Black's going to pick it up.
Oh, why didn't they give it to Mushi?
Well, Mushi's got the BKB, so if he activates it, it'll dispel the DP.
Yeah, this might be a bit messy from DC. I don't think they want to go for this. Yeah, actually just going to TP straight out. Barrier will make it. DC back off. So unable to find anything there with that smoke. Oh, yeah, this is unlucky. Unfortunate for DC. The fact that they've TP'd Barrier back to base. They're going to need him to get down here, but the damage is too much. And Fnatic, they'll take the Roshan straight from under the noses of DC.
That could be the game decider. That's the cheese on the Invoker as well.
Okay, Bob wants to fight straight in onto Black with the Fissure as well. Black's going to fall. That's the first kill here for the fight. Now, yeah, they're out there. TP out from Ohio. DJ, Net, and Mushi on the retreat. They'll glimpse back Ush, but Ush pots the BKB, and Bob is ready to chase. Crush and Amplify onto Net. Net's going to melt there to the power of the two of them. And they will find 2 kills off the back of it, so they lose Roche, but they do manage to take 2 heroes away from the side of Fnatic.
Yeah, they kill the Invoker, which is the key kill there. I don't think he's got the... He's used the cheese, right? The Invoker? I don't think he used it. Yeah. So he will have it for the next fight. DC will get a tier 2 tower out of this as well. But I think what DC should do after this is weigh out the Aegis. Really no reason to aggressively take a fight when the Sven is so fat. And they also get the gem back.
Should be completed, what, 4 star? Is this the completed Skadi here for TC?
Yep.
There we go.
He's starting to come on to...
Oh, I know, he's still not... Is he still on orb short, isn't he? Yeah.
Doesn't he have an orb on him? No? Okay.
He did earlier, but yeah, it was just the mana stuff, so... He's getting there though, TC. He's certainly getting there.
Again, I think Slardar is really the hero for them that's setting up a ton of kills.
Yeah, Bulb has been having a right game. He really has, along with Ush. It was always going to be about the plays that Bulb and Ush could make this game, and they've been sticking to the plan. Some great stuff here by these guys.
It looks like Ush is working towards a Cypher Vice.
Yeah, looks like it. He's very close as well.
Yeah. The way that this game has been shaping out is that mostly Fnatic's got the better single target initiation. We see the Blink Stormhammer being used multiple times. But now with the Cypher picked up, they could actually go in and get something done themselves.
I think with that Cypher as well, DJ's got to really think about picking up potentially a Lotus Orb here, because if they can get in DC and Scythe, say Mushi on his Sven, suddenly that's a huge amount of the damage output lost for Fnatic, and it's going to be pretty much impossible for them to come out on top without that Sven hitting and critting and cleaving away at the side of DC.
Well, one thing he can do is the Blink Snowball play. Just get next to him.
Yeah, that's true as well, to buy the time for the duration and save him during that period of Hex.
But you're right. I think the Lotus Orb will be excellent, dispelling the amplified damage, the Hex like you said, and redirecting some of actually dispelling the Ancient Seal as well. Actually, Lotus Orb is the perfect pickup. Might be even better than the BKB on DJ.
He's still got a bit of dosh to work with, so if he does want to go for it, he can get it on in good timing.
Looks like Invoker has passed the cheese to DJ. What is Invoker picking up instead then? Maybe he needed the inventory slot? No? Is Black saying the DJ's Tusk is more important? Because normally you would just keep your cheese on the Tusk.
Yeah, I guess it's I mean, it must be looking to pick something else up and then hoping for DJ to pass it over in the fights potentially. Yeah. Just allowing DJ to control when it's going to be needed to pop.
Alright, Fnatic understands that their Aegis is about to run out, so might as well get something with it. And obviously, DC doesn't really want to fight. I mean, at this point in the game, it's still anybody's game.
Getting the vision here with the sigil, but very is well there with the blink. Bottom lane, DC looking for a push of their own. We'll see if either side's able to force the other back. Mushi's going to take down this tier 2 fairly quickly here on the Sven.
Bottom lane
coming out from Raiden. They want to defend this Fnatic. And it looks like DC don't want to fight, but it's actually a couple of TPs coming out which are forcing them to run back into here. Who's going to get the DD? Well, it's not going to be DJ. Omni slash Mystic Flare all thrown down. TC will pick up the DD. And that's tossed down for a minute or so. Does have the buyback available, and he might just need it here if the push comes in from the side of DC, but it looks like they'll hold strong and not look to go for anything too aggressive now at this point in time.
Yep, 3,200 gold here on Mushi. Is it going to be the AC next here for the Rogue Knights?
You know what we need to see?
What
we need to see the Rapier Sven. That would be the dream. But I don't think we're in that territory yet, are we? We're not in that territory
we're very
yet.
far from that.
Fnatic still is... I mean, let's have a look how far behind, because I don't think it'll be that far at all. I mean, yeah, 7,500, 38 minutes in. It's really not a huge issue for the side of Fnatic. As we keep saying, still one team fight, and that will be easily swung back round in favour of themselves.
A really nice kind of halfway item that the Sven could pick up is the heart.
Yeah, heart would be good.
It gives you like over 1,000 AP, but more importantly, God's Strength gives you damage based on your main attribute.
Absolutely.
And the
Extra
heart will give you quite a bit of extra damage there as well.
I mean, heart's what, 40 strength, isn't it? So it's what, an extra 80 damage essentially with the ult?
A ton of strength.
It's a ton of strength. There we go. Absolute ton of strength. And a ton of damage. That's exactly what we need to see Mushi picking up.
But do you feel like Mushi just need more damage? That doesn't really feel to be the case, right?
A Sven always needs more damage limit.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, AC, I guess is going to be the item.
More attack speed does equal more damage if he's actually hitting people.
Yeah, so nice with Black's build with the Desolator.
Yeah.
Getting the Deso on top of the AC for the team. And here's your smoke from Fnatic. This is going to be pretty important for them to find something with this.
The good thing is
smoke on smoke here. DC with the wraparound. So I don't think anyone's going to catch either one out here. But obviously,
they're both smoking to the enemy's tier 2.
I was going to say it works out for both teams, because even though they don't find a kill...
Well, who's going to chicken out first, right? Like, one team might TP back, one team might actually... In fact, the reverse wraparound here? DC is just not sure what they want to do. Yeah, they're going back and forth.
Confused where they've gone.
Alright, looks like they see the enemy top, so they're like, okay, we're going to go for tower trade. Actually, TC's teleport slows down for 30 seconds, so if Fnatic want to make a high ground play...
Let's see what they do here. Already playing safe, and yeah, they're going to back up. They're teeping out themselves, Fnatic, so...
And so is DC.
Yeah. So both teams, tier 2 down, back up. And understandably being very selective of the fights that they take now at this point.
It could be your very last fight in the Nanyang Championship, so better choose it well.
I mean, Black, what does he go for now on top of the Desolator? I guess he's just going for the BKB so he can get out his combo in the fight.
Yeah. I still think that BKB was a better choice than Deso.
Okay.
But, you know, he's thinking about helping Mushi to do a little bit more damage. In fact, looks like the heroes are running into each other. DC's got a blink. I really like this build.
The late game blink?
Yeah, the late game blink. Yeah. Drop your Omni Slash. You're hitting very hard now. And honestly, the key heroes in these fights is the Winter Wyvern as well as the Disruptor.
Oh, they're not going to follow through that one. Oh, okay, they got the vision for the glimpse. All right, they certainly will. And Owie, well, that will be a free kill here. But now, Black getting incredibly low. Winter's Curse. And now Mushi moving in with the setup. They get the Omni Slash, but the cold embraces there onto Mushi. Blink out from TC. Usher's going to get himself out as well. There's a buyback from Biryu.
Boba's dead as well.
Okay, this is big for the side of Fnatic. Certainly finding those 2 pickoffs here after they get Owie as well.
The Blink Echo Slam has to be huge if Fnatic decides to push on the high ground. And I honestly don't think Fnatic should. I mean, it is 2 hero dead, but... Well, actually, what I'm saying, it is 2 hero dead. Go for it, but it's a very risky push.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard defensive for DC. But it looks like Fnatic offering a little bit of mercy here. Yeah. Even though there's 2 heroes off the pitch, they're too scared to back it up.
Shaker could just win the team fight. Just like how we previously saw Team DC pushing into the Radiant high ground and got punished. They don't want to make the same mistake, so they'll play it safe. They enjoy the fact that they force out a couple buybacks, a couple of key ultimates.
Okay, I was kind of wondering if Fnatic would go for more, but It's, yeah, as you're saying, it's all about the safety at this point of the game. Really wanting to make sure that none of the teams overextend.
Tesla's up to Ducre, so that Lotus Orb that you talked about earlier, you could pick it up now if you want.
No, he's yet to invest in anything, DJ.
Probably saving for buyback. They understand that if you lose a big fight and if you don't have 3 or 4 buybacks at the ready, you could just lose multiple lanes of Rex.
And there's Fen with the AC now as well. We saw in the last fight how much damage he was able to get out without the completed AC. Now, with that armor reduction as well, it's going to be even nastier if they get a good jump in onto the side of the DC. And there's okay. Ags has been picked up here on Disruptor.
So even Ush now has to be extremely careful. Same thing with the Juggernaut. Can't really activate your items when you're hanging out within a static storm.
I guess it's kind of wait for Roshan territory really for both teams. And at least for DC, that's the plan. DC just keeps coming in to check it out. It's going to be a fairly short respawn time. Be up now in less than a minute.
Yeah, I like to see DJ scout a bit more with his Frozen Sigil. At this point of the game where Roshan is the big champion, I feel like that's at least something that he could do for the team. Rose coming back in 9, and looks like Usher is going to scout it out. There's a very nicely placed double damage. They could just like get this Roche very quickly. Sunstrike.
Oh, it's just before.
I'm not sure if the vision faded just. Oh, they ping it out.
Yeah, it was very close. They're fortunate to see that because they've got to make a beeline straight over.
They got to come quick.
He's going to be there on the way. Maybe he's going to do the "You shall not pass" Fisher. It doesn't matter. I mean, the damage is as expected with the DD and the Amplify. Fnatic just don't even have a chance in getting there quick enough, and DC will pick that up. Fnatic's still pushing out in the mid lane.
Who has the cheese?
Who's the cheese? It is Ush on the quad.
Well, he's thinking about jumping in with a Hex. Okay, Fisher is going to be
go.
Does have Echo if he wants to
Gotta
drop
be
it.
so careful. TC going in. TJ pops the BKB, trying to turn around. The Static Storm is out. Mushi with the damage onto Ush. Ush gets full stuffed away here. Will blink out. They'll keep the combo
God,
Barry ages. Look at this damage down. They catch Mushi though under the Mystic Flare. They've killed Mushi on the Sven. TC gets the Blade Fury out. Now they're trying to chase for more here. Can they get anyone else on the side of Fnatic? The Ice Shard's very nicely stopping the aggression from TC. They've got to go for the walk around here. They've still got Vision of Ohio here with the Amplify. Ush looking to finish off the Wyvern, and he should be able to do it with his next blink. No, Wyvern gets the blink out at the same time. DJ being chased down by Bulba. The Ice Shards get thrown out. Bulba, could he quite catch this? Yes, he can. Gets the blink, gets the crush onto DJ. They'll be able to clean that one up here as well. 3 heroes down on the side of Fnatic. They only lost Buryu there on the Earthshaker. And a very good fight for DC and Fnatic. We saw them nearly get Ush, but he was able to just blink himself away. And the fact that he had that cheese, allowing him to re-engage. And DC just playing the engagement smarter.
That fight looked a lot closer than it was as well. They actually got the Aegis and the Sheath, like you said, so...
I mean, this has got to be buyback central here for Fnatic, because they're going to lose racks here.
DC walking up in the high ground actually got a Talisman Evasion as well. Winter Wyvern buys back. Lift is being forced out. I don't think DC is backing off with the Winter Wyvern buyback. And there is that touch buyback, so should be very happy with what they got from DC. Well ahead into this game now. And they just need to clutch it out, right? Like, I think Fnatic, to me, the players still have much more experience than DC's player. But DC's also working with a much bigger lead.
Yeah, let's have a look at that lead at the moment. It's been up and down, up and down. I mean, it's 10k. But, you know, still not the end of the line here for Fnatic. Actually, going to be a Halberd here picked up by Sam on the Slardar. It's going to be very nice, especially in a game where Sven, of course, gone down to 5-second BKB. Yes.
And I don't think Invoker's got that BKB.
He has not. He's got a lot of money saved up, in fact, here. Let's have a look at the buyback statuses from both sides. It is, okay, not that many on the board available at this point in time. I think we'll keep that up because that's going to be the key point really in these next fights. Who's going to be able to have those second wins, and Fnatic actually starting to get a push once again over onto the enemy territory, even though it is only Mushi who has a buyback here, so this fight could be very costly if they lose heroes. But Fnatic, they want to do it. They're hanging around, looking for a jump, and here we go. Winter's Curse onto Ush. There's the follow-up. Mushi gets the Storm Hammer as well. Ush, can he get himself out? No, that's going to be the quad down. He does have buyback here on the Queen. Fnatic Field is going to trap out Aoi. Do they jump in for more here? Play it carefully. They're going to go. They've got the glimpse. It's only a short one. Now he will be able to force himself back up to the high ground. So Ush, the only casualty at the moment, does have buyback. Hasn't been forced to use it yet. We'll see if Fnatic are able to continue to pressure. Got strength now back on cooldown for 50 seconds though. But even without that, they've still got a lot of damage. Static Storm wasn't used here by the Disruptor. Black's got his full combo ready to go. But Black's not really been part of most of these fights. I mean, it's 19 kills here for the side of Fnatic. Overall, he's only been involved in 4, so some very passive play from Black this game. Just playing as safe as possible.
I mean, it's been a very passive game in general for both of these teams. They're looking for random picks. And very tactical positional play overall. And looks like Fnatic looking for yet another pick. And pick is all they got, because this is going to be a 3v5 mid if they want to take this fight. Ohio's got the curse. No, it's on cooldowns for a little bit.
Do they jump in with the Static Storm? If they get the Static Storm out there as well, but Owie with the force out, but the glimpse is still there. Bringing TC back into the Static Storm. DJ comes in as well, and that's going to be the joke down. There's a buyback now coming out, but the Echo Slam from Buryu catching out DJ, getting mushy as well. Cold Embrace is not going to save this Sven. There's the Hex onto Ohio. They'll chase this down as well. They found 2. Make that free here from the side of Digital Chaos, and there's no buyback on the Wyvern or the Tusk here for 70 seconds. And now DC will power down the mid. And this is it. They don't have TC for 60 seconds, but at this point it doesn't matter. They've still got a fair bit of pushing power with the AC, the Demon Edge on Ush. He can't die here though, but I don't think he's going to be too much of a risk of doing so. With 3 down on Fnatic, Mushi is going to be almost certainly be forced to buy back here. Black's going to try and do his best with the defense, but this is a huge opening now for Digital Chaos.
Yep. Although they definitely have to respect the Sven buyback, because things could go south very quickly when Sven is involved. Of course, Black trying his best to kind of delay this push, trying to preserve that buyback, but DC is saying, man, show me the buyback or I'm going to take your Rex.
This is going to be mid-Rex going. There's no fortification. Digital Chaos taking one for the team. 15 minutes in, breaking the base. And they'll head towards bottom. Mushi has bought back now.
Time to go.
Yeah, you don't want to mess around with this lineup. Lucky, but 20-33. DC after that fight as well. It's up and down still. I mean, Fnatic are holding. They do lose 2 HP here. That's going down fairly shortly. So pretty much the full set of racks. And as E-Blade on Owie now.
That's huge.
E-Blade on Owie.
Of course, everybody's thinking about the offensive capability, but I think the true benefit is that you could shoot it on somebody that's got initiated by Stormhammer. So now you have Force and the Ethereal Blade to save somebody from Sven. How many DDs have we seen?
A lot. A lot indeed, Loom. DD gaming.
Alright, this time at least it's on a Tusk. Actually, his punch will hurt so much.
Alright, Black has got the BKB now for this next fight, but the buybacks are running low for both sides. DC looking to be in the better position in terms of getting those buybacks out, and 2 of them is just monetary issues, so you know, if they do find a couple of kills before going, they will be able to join back in. But they've got to pull something big out of the bag here, Fnatic. The last few fights all going the way of Digital Chaos.
Just one fight. Again, you just need like one fight where there's a massive crit on Sven. And you can feasibly just win the game from that. And right now, DC is taking control of the entire map essentially. And here we go, that one fight they're looking for.
This is the be-all end-all really with the smoke. If this goes bad for Fnatic, we could see them being eliminated from the Nanyang Championships. There we go. Haya moves forward.
Well,
the illusions.
Fridges just got used by Barry to farm.
DC, do they want to try and come into this one and catch Fnatic on the back foot? But no, Fnatic, they realise that this is not the smoke. They're going to play it safe. At least the time being, heading towards the mid lane. Ping's coming out into the dire jungle. Got TC frontlining at the moment, but blinking himself out as well, so Fnatic won't find anything here for the time being.
No. Can we check on the time there on the road? Since this is a fairly passive game. Looks like we're going to get it respawn very quickly. You see that both teams are kind of halting their item choices, starting to pick up buyback and whatnot. Even the support is saving a ton of gold.
Got a fair bit here on the Black and Invoker. See what he goes for next. 2k at the moment in surplus.
I really think they need a Hex.
It's all in time. His buyback's on cooldown for 4 minutes. He says, let's just fill up that inventory. Moon Shard is going to be the item. Just the movements here at the moment. A TP out here from Bulba. He's the only one to hang around. Fnatic, this is such a tense portion of the game. Fnatic need one more fight. But if they can win, they can bring it back round. But if they lose that fight, very well lose the game here against the side of Digital Chaos. Wolver now sitting on 3k. In terms of surplus, he's got 1 at the moment. And here we go. We'll see the Russian time. And yeah, it's up. It's up now. This is fantastic for Digital Chaos. Not so great for Fnatic, unless Fnatic can get themselves over to the pit in time. Are they going to be aware this happening? Yeah, the sun strikes out. Okay, Fnatic are going to make a beeline straight for it. DC have got to be so careful about this.
Roche's dropping
Don't
pretty
group up
low.
too much.
Oh god!
You saw what happened to Cedar at TR5. He's going to get himself out, but they're still in there. They're going to commit for the Roshan here. They'll find it. And Mushi, oh! He gets the stop back onto 2! Biryu and now he's a fall. They'll look for TC as well. They get the snowballs to the wall. But the Sonic Wave comes out. He will manage to get off the Omni Slash. The Static Storm's been thrown down. Black just kiting Bulba. Turning around with the right clicks with the Deso. Bulba, he's going to fall higher. Blinks forward, gets a double kill. TC, he's the one left alone in this fight with us. They do find the kill onto him. We've got Evoker flies back. Mushi being kept alive by the
Oh my
Chronic
god!
Race, and he's just going to outfight. No, TC will come out on top. Double kill for TC, the buyback from Bulba. He's the real man of this fight, gets the crush in, and now this could be the end of the game for Fnatic. They'll lose net as well. 4 heroes on the sidelines. Bulba with the buyback helping to secure that win for DC, and now they're just power down the mid. Only the Wyvern with buyback available, and he will use it straight away, but Black, he's got to do some next level Harry Potter shit really here if he wants to hold the base.
He's
It's
a
gonna be
wizard.
tough.
He's got 3k. You might as well spend your build. I mean, you got your buyback. Buy a 4-stop. Buy something. Anything. Blink dagger. Let's go.
Looking grim
Black,
for
you got
Fnatic.
3k. Alright, he's got Ogre Club. I'm not sure what that he's going to turn into. Nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Do something, Black.
He's got to do something.
Summon Force Spirits. Anything. Back, please. Alright, Sunstrike probably not the spell you want right now.
Oh, this is so rough here for Fnatic. This could be it. Black getting caught out by the crush.
Oh
These
my
bashes.
God.
Oh, but he's dead. Black out of the fight. And this is going to be it almost certainly.
DC, they're doing it.
Oh.
NA Dota.
This is it. DC take the win.
I never doubted them.
Yeah.
DC, you're the best.
Yeah, this is... I mean, he's trying his best, DJ.
You got it. Alright, DJ.
Alright, GG.
gets
Fnatic
called
tap
out.
out. Fnatic are going home, and Digital Chaos make it through to the playoffs, keeping themselves away from that bottom spot in the group. And NA Dota, Lumi,
Yes.
what are your thoughts?
NA Dota is always living on in our hearts,
Yep.
and now they're living in the flesh.
Thanks for that, Lumi.
It's a pretty rarity, you know,
That
like
was a beautiful quote.
NA Dota a lot of times
Yeah.
just dies. But
Is
they're
it?
now they're not dead yet.
Yes, indeed. Well,
Right?
yeah, I think you're bang on there, and DC have done it. 2-0 for the guys here. They pull it through at the end of the day. I've got to be honest though, for me at least, shout outs to both Bulba and Ush. They did some heavy work in those games. That was some beautiful stuff from the Slardar, some great stuff there from Bulba, and Ush as well. He just outdid himself on the quad this game.
Shout out TC for a lot of tanking.
I think TC, he's innovative with what he does as a carry. It's very different, but it works out in the games that matter. And
All right.
2-0 for DC, ladies and gentlemen. They're going through. Fnatic are going home. And, well, that's it for me and Lumi.
Yeah.
I believe we'll both be casting or being on some panel elsewhere. So do keep watching the Nanyang Championships. We've got more games around the corner.
We have some great games today.
We have some great games. There we go. I'll quote you on that, Lumi.